Hello, hello, welcome guys. Let's just get the chat going here. Hey there, Mange Pal. We got Jake, Breezy Bramble, Hey Silver. Got Mountain the Wolf, Sparrowflight, Starry Winters, Man and Dragon. Cat said, what? Welcome, welcome everybody. Alright, just gonna clean this up. Hey guys! Alright. Just getting everything organized. I know, I should have done it before we started. I always forget. I'm terrible. Do that. There, that works. Cool, awesome! Hey guys! Time for another stream. We're gonna be finishing off Yawning Grave. I stayed up way too late last night, just preparing everything, at least the shots I got done so far in After Effects. So I'll show you guys what we got there. I'm gonna be playing a D&D podcast while we go today. But yeah, I'm just chatting at first to show you guys what we got. So yeah, the map kind of has like a green color palette, which I didn't really know how to do for my parts, so I kind of just did like an overlay on top of my parts, which I don't really like how it turned out in the fire scene here. Like, that's it originally, which I think looks much better. But like, I needed those green undertones to match the rest of the parts. So that's what I did. But yeah, I'm just gonna just play it for you guys to show you guys what we have so far. Let's give it a second to load. So yeah, I just need that last shot, which we're gonna be working on today. Oh, it's okay, Kimi. Glad you could stop by. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it's turning out so far. I mean, I'm obviously still a little picky with the colors. Like, I might do some contrast adjustments in After Effects, but that's all for another time. Oh, I'm glad you like it. Alright, so let's get to some drawing. And I'm going to be putting a D&D podcast on. I'm already halfway through this one episode, so I'm sorry it might be a bit confusing. But yeah, so just sit back and enjoy, I guess. Oh, gotta roll up closer to my desk here. Alright.
So, if you have a friend who's kind of a geek that you think would enjoy the show, or not a geek, we don't want to geek shame, then tell them about the Adventure Zone. We sure do appreciate it. You can also help us out by leaving a review on iTunes and subscribing, but you know all that shit. Go check out the other shows on the Maximum Fun Network. There's a bunch of really great, all totally free programs on there. How about the newcomer, the Beef and Dairy Network? It is become my #1 source for all kinds of news, any kind of news that I could ever hope for regarding steak and milk and how to like feed cows and take care of them properly. I've learned a lot from it. Again, the Beef and Dairy Network on MaximumFun.org. It's essential. If you want to hear us do other podcasts, we have a whole fleet of them. You can find them at McElroyshows.com. I've got one that I do with my wife called Rose Buddies, where we talk about The Bachelor. Another one that I do for Polygon called Cool Games Inc., where we design cool video games. Justin has one that he does with his wife Sydney called Sawbones.
Keep the original idea or change.
Show. Travis has a whole bunch of shows, including Interrobang and Schmanners, a show he does with his wife Teresa about the history and proper execution of manners. They're all great, and they are all at McElroyshows.com.
Oh, that's okay, Jake. I appreciate the sentiment.
We're going to get back right into the episode now. The next episode of the Adventure Zone will be up on Thursday, May 19th. Again, like I said, it'll be a lunar interlude. We're going to do our usual character management stuff as well as some new storytelling stuff that we haven't really tried before. We did do Fantasy Costco, but we already recorded that bit already, so hold on to your item submissions until the next time that they return to the shop. Yeah, until then, until May 19th, hang in there. Yeah, hang in there.
One second.
So you've returned to the Bureau of Balance headquarters, and as the doors of Upsy open, you see it's actually not as thoroughly.
I know
staffed
this. I
as
can't believe we're
the
already like
Bureau
halfway through
HQ
March already.
usually
It's
is.
crazy.
It's very late at night at this
I
point.
mean, not quite halfway,
I would
but
say it's probably
almost.
around probably around 4 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Still candle nights. You began this adventure like early evening in candle nights and just made it through. Although I'm pretty sure the timing on that doesn't work out based on the arbitrary time limits that I kept setting throughout the. Well, whatever. You are met with applause. It's not as fervent as it usually is because again, people are pretty drowsy. But people are you are welcomed warmly by adoring fans. As you step out of this weird living elevator and start to walk towards the main hall. And as you approach the main hall and you walk across the quad, which is protected by some sort of barrier from the blizzard around you, you see a large shape wearing a null suit charging at all of you from the main hall. And as this shape gets closer, you realize it's actually Killian. Who rushes in and swoops up Carrie in a big old spinning hug, and she says, "You good?" And Carrie says, "Psh, yeah." And Killian looks at the rest of you guys and says, "Are y'all good?"
Yeah.
I'm in pretty good. All things considered, I've been better.
How's the arm, Merle?
Thorny.
Oh, that's a good idea, Spotted Fur.
That doesn't sound good at all.
But like in a good way.
All of you, Noelle, Carrie, Killian, and the three of you are have made it to the main hall, and you are standing in front of the director. This is the room where one of the walls sort of opens up to a massive window into the chamber where the relics have been destroyed. It is really late. Some groggy-looking staff have assembled to help sort of conduct the destruction of the Philosopher's Stone. Davenport is in the room by the director's chair. Angus is off in a corner somewhere, basically half asleep, but he gives you guys a big thumbs up and a big cheesy grin.
I give Angus a thumbs down. And I go...
I do the thing where you put your hands together and then you put 2 fingers through and you twist them around and then you wiggle the 2 fingers.
He looks amazed.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my, he runs up to you, Matt. Oh my God, sir. Have you been learning wizardly magics?
I take his nose.
Oh my God. Why doesn't it hurt?
I cast prestidigitation to make it look like his nose isn't there.
Oh, good.
All of
And even Magnus is surprised.
his childlike wonderment turns to absolute
Hey, Diamond, welcome to
terror.
the stream.
As he goes, no, please give it back. Give it back. I need that to smell.
Hey, Brooklyn. Welcome back.
You're eating.
Hey,
Oh, no.
Hey, Angus, do you know how you're going to smell now?
No.
Terrible.
How could you?
Chiming. I was just chiming.
He reaches up and touches that. Feels his nose is still there and goes, wow, okay, that was kind of a dark one.
It's kind of messed up.
And he says, good job, by the way. I'm really proud of you guys. And walks back to the corner he was standing in.
Couldn't have done it without you, Dangus.
The director, who also looks pretty tired, let's just assume that you kind of debrief her on what happened there, because I don't think anybody wants to hear a thorough rehashing of the last 11
passed all
episodes
of
of the
our
Adventures.
appropriate bluff checks and
Yeah.
deception checks.
Yeah, are we telling her the truth?
Okay, I guess we can play this out. Are you? I guess if you do want to bluff about, let's just skip ahead to that part, to the final encounter. And she says, "So tell me exactly how did Lucas die? Are you certain that he is gone?"
He was trying to stop the terror he created. but it turned on him. He was blasted by some kind of spectral energy blast. We're not sure. And it blew him away. He's
no longer with us.
And also his mother was in a robot, and she took him.
What is that? What do you mean she took him?
It was very
Listen,
sweet.
I'm trying to use appropriate language, okay? She took him.
Like
Took him.
She took his body.
His remains.
Yeah.
that's very unfortunate. Lucas was instrumental in the creation of the Bureau of Balance, and to think that he could be turned by a grand relic is very disheartening.
There were a lot of other factors.
Hopefully he can find some rest in the astral plane.
I rolled a 16, by the way, +1.
On your bluff check?
Oh yeah, spotted what happened.
On what?
Deception check. There's no bluff in 5th edition.
Oh, weird. Okay. Yeah, that'll be sufficient. I was going to make one of you guys roll it, so that's fine.
You Mercedes
I didn't
Allen.
lie, so.
Welcome
And
to
you
the
did
stream.
not lie. Yes, you were very careful. Okay. And she walks over to Noelle and addresses her and says, "I've heard a lot about you through their Stones of Far Speech."
Oh, that's
Rather,
awesome.
I should say,
That's so cool.
I heard you. More specifically, I heard you kill a bunch of ghost-filled robots. And Noelle says, "Yeah, that was me."
Did a point of order? Is no, like when she was just talking to us about like the Bureau of Balance and Lucas's import to it? Was Noelle hearing that? Is she just getting a lot of static, or like, is there a way to get her? Like, will the Voidfish's Acre still like work on her?
I mean, you could ask her.
I guess I could. Hey, Noelle, have you been hearing any like weird static?
No, what do you mean?
Cool.
And the director says, I had the same suspicion, Taco. Noelle, I'm the director of the Bureau of Balance. We're an organization dedicated to the collection and destruction of the grand relics like the one that destroyed the Miller's laboratory earlier tonight and killed you in Fandolin some months back. Now, please, this will sound weird, but please repeat the name of our organization. And Noelle says, the Bureau of Balance? And the director looks at the three of you.
What?
And she says, anyone else see a problem with this?
Well, I do worry if... Ooh. Okay. I do see one problem, is that if souls are going to keep coming back over from that side, that's something we're going to have to be aware of, because it seems like once you've slipped past this plane and returned to it, you've maybe freed yourself from the Voidfish's magics.
I had the same...
Shit.
I had a similar suspicion. When I could hear you all through your Stones of Far Speech. I lost contact with you once you went to the lower levels, but I heard you fighting with what sounded like Magic Brian. And Magic Brian, his two accomplices knew who he was, which they should not have been able to do if they were not inoculated. Magic Brian's been erased. It seems like the undead, or I should say the living dead, are immune to the Voidfish's powers.
Director, is it possible the red cloak people are extraplanar, are undead spirits?
I don't have enough to go on right now, but I'm fairly certain that might be the case.
Because I tried to give one a whopping of chopping, and I couldn't get at it, which makes me think maybe it's like a ghost thing.
Let's debrief about that later, she says, kind of under her breath.
Cool. Got it.
I've got another problem.
What's that?
I got a bigger problem.
Yes.
Our initials are Bob. Yeah, that doesn't bother anybody? We're the agents of Bob?
Well, we used to be the Bureau of Outstanding Balance. And that's just a non-starter, she says.
Boob?
Yes, Boob. Carrie says, okay, so Noelle already knows what we're up to here. Why don't we put her to work? Like, I think Noelle would make a pretty ballin' regulator, and now that Boyland is gone, God rest his sweet soul, me and Killian could use a replacement for our trio. And Killian says, hell yes, I love this plan. Me and Carrie and a robot ghost with a gun arm. Fuck yeah, that's awesome.
Sounds like a spinoff.
That sounds like, yeah, that's some Torchwood shit. I'm into that. And Noelle says, well, if I can stop more stuff like this from happening, I'd be happy to join up. And director says, well, by my count, you killed about a dozen ghost bots tonight, so I think we can skip the formalities of the rites of initiation. You boys remember that, right? You had no problem at all taking care of those ogres. Well, Noelle, congratulations. I guess we'll figure out a way to put a bracer on that later. Just for more sort of a more pressing issue that we should try and get into right now is Magnus.
Payment! Is that what you're going to say? Were you going to say payment?
Payment will be delivered
Here we go.
upon receipt.
Sweet Luker.
Upon the receipt of the rock that is currently working its way through Magnus's
Right.
TAZ,
Some
that
magical
stands for the
proof?
Adventure Zone, is a D&D
I cast
podcast.
Zone of Stool Softener.
She says, we don't have that kind of time. I don't want you to be constantly subject to the temptation and the thrall of the Philosopher's Stone.
There should be a
For the
pop-out
next
chat
36
option on your
hours or however- it's
stream,
going
on
to-
any stream.
You can't just poop out a rock, she says. I've done a lot of research.
I pooped out a lot of things.
We need to figure out a way to get that rock out of you right now, she says.
I could puke it.
That would take some real doing.
I think I need to do surgery.
Oh no.
Yeah, let me help out my good friend who helped me out with my hand. Let me help out
I just
my
start
buddy.
sticking my fingers down my throat. I'm good.
Come here, lay down.
Boy, this is a real horror show.
Just give me a second.
That rock you ate that rock about 45 minutes ago. So it's like down there. Yeah, that doesn't seem to be working. I don't have
Magnus starts punching himself in the stomach.
That works. That's fine. I don't have a solution in mind for how you guys are going to do this. I want you to really explore the space.
Okay.
Do you have any transportation magic?
I'm not sure who you're talking about, family.
Do I have any transfer?
Talking about me, I am not
don't.
sick
I can
anymore,
see
no.
What Leon has.
Yeah, get Leon. What's Pringles doing?
Pringles has been imprisoned for several months. And the fact that you have forgotten that makes you think that maybe he wasn't so important to you.
No, I meant like, what's he doing as far as like magic these days?
None. He's in the pokey.
Gotcha.
I think we should see what our cleric can cook up. This
Oh,
definitely
God.
seems like his area.
It would be kind of what I do. I have a suggestion, actually.
Let's hear it.
Okay.
I have a spell called Stone Shape, where I can influence the shape of a
Hey,
stone
Cosmo. And hey, Nikki.
to change
Welcome,
it
everybody.
and alter it. And perhaps if I change the shape of this stone inside of him, it, might come out a little easier. Might have an easier egress.
Okay.
I'm thinking something with hooks
Jeez.
and a big bulbous... No, sorry.
Hey, Doodlefox.
I
Welcome
can
to the
change
stream.
the shape of the stone inside of him so he can pass it easier.
Now, I do want to remind you, I chopped off your hand and saved your damn life. It's not like I did it out of malice.
I'm trying to save you so you don't have
Really? Because your
peritonitis.
tone of voice does not convey that at all, Merle. I'm listening to you with my ears.
If possible, I would love to avoid a shitting-based solution. Because I don't want to know what exists beyond the explicit tag in iTunes. I don't is there a fucking NC-17 rating? I don't think I want to be a part of that. But also, I would also not like this scene to drag on as long as a human being's digestive cycle.
Wait a minute, no. Wait a minute, I got it. We can work together on this, you and me.
Okay.
See? Okay. Okay. I have a spell called Stone Skin.
Okay.
So, here's what
I'm listening to a
suggesting.
D&D
Instead of
podcast.
changing the shape of the stone, let's change the shape of the Magnus.
Oh, so we're looking elementary canal.
Exactly.
Elementary, my dear Watson.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
So I'm going to cast Stone Skin.
Is this where we can do
Aw,
like
no
a
problem. See you
propeller
later, Cosmo.
cutaway, and then it comes back and
Have
it's
a good
done and
sleep.
everything went great?
I'm casting a Stone Skin on Magnus.
Okay, Magnus, you gonna lie down for this, or
Knock me the fuck out.
I cast Sleep on Magnus.
okay?
I got spell slots to burn here.
Okay.
I cast Sleep on Magnus. Magnus is out. And I'll cast Stone Skin on Magnus to make his skin into stone.
Okay, Magnus, your skin is stone, but you
Hey,
are
Blixie.
asleep.
I'm
Welcome
dreaming
to
of
the
large
stream.
women. Go on.
All right, so you have stone.
I have stone shape. I just have to decide what shape.
Like a tube. Come on, man. I'm asleep.
You're gonna
asleep.
turn him into a man tube. You're gonna just turn him into a bag or a shelf with the rock
No.
sitting on it.
It would pass a lot easier if it were like a
A
spiral.
fun spiral. I was
Like a,
thinking
like
the
a
same
screw kind of coil kind of
thing.
thing.
Like a fun spiral.
Hong Shu, please just do it and get it done. Hong Shu. Hong Shu.
Okay, that's what I go with. I go with the spiral.
Whoop, 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 whoop. It falls out.
Okay, hold on. I need to, because I imagine I'm not the only person having a hard time visualizing what literally just happened to Magnus's human body.
I think that is saying he changed the bottom half of his body from waist to toes into a large stone spiral.
Yeah.
Like
That
a
the
water
rock could
slide.
like a fun water slide that the rock could just harmlessly slide down.
You know, like those bubblegum machines, you know, and they go down the little pass and they.
So you turned the bottom half, just making sure I got this, because people are going to draw fan art of this, and it's going to be fucked.
Hey, Citro.
I'll turn it back.
Welcome to the
You turn the
stream.
bottom half of his body, you turn him into, like, the spring sprite, and waited for the stone to just kind of tumble out of his butt tube that you've created.
Yep.
Yep. That's it.
Sounds good.
Dungeons and Dragons is a great game.
It's a very good game.
You don't get this shit in Shoots and Ladders, that's for sure.
You do actually, you explicitly get this in Shoots and Ladders.
Actually true.
Yeah, you do get that. I mean, we're playing, I would say, generously fast and loose. Some of the 5e, we may have given everybody a sneak preview of 6e.
6th edition, it's mostly scat magic. Okay. The Philosopher's Stone comes tumbling out of Magnus's supine form.
And PU.
Like a
Stinkeroo.
like a child on a marquee water slide at Schlitterbahn, and tumbles and rolls across the floor.
And to make it even worse, we videoed the entire thing.
Absolutely, you did. And you kind of get a better chance to look at it now that you're not also fighting a big ghost monster. And it just looks like a plain-looking rock. It's light brown. It's got smooth edges. It's gross. Okay, I just changed it. It's light gray. It's got smooth edges.
It looks like a little nugget of poop.
No, it's a pretty. Again, we're teetering on the NC-17 rating. It's an innocuous looking object, but you can't help but feel a sense of unease just being around the Philosopher's Stone.
No
Am I
shit.
still a sleeping Slinky?
Yeah. Can somebody please unslinky him, because it's getting it's goofy.
Mecca lecca hi, mecca hiney ho.
Okay, he is back in human form, but still
He's
stony, I guess.
He still has stone skin
Okay,
for
cool.
the next hour, so it doesn't limit his movement.
So yeah, you get this sense of unease being around the Philosopher's Stone. It's giving off an energy, like, you know when you used to like lick a AA battery and you'd feel like uncomfortable. That's what it's like. It's like it's giving off an uncomfortably energetic aura.
We're ready for you to summon Davenport.
Davenport's actually standing right there, and he says, Davenport.
Feel free
Great.
to destroy my stone baby.
Carrie actually starts to walk towards the Philosopher's Stone. And she seems like out of it. Like she just starts like reaching out towards it, like with a hand outstretched, and starts walking towards it.
I use the handle of the Umbra staff to knock it over to Davenport.
Okay, you give it the old knuckle puck.
Yeah, the old knuckle puck.
Okay, as you knock it towards Davenport, he actually catches it perfectly, and Carrie falls forward to her knees as like she was like about to jump on it, and she falls forward and like shakes her head and looks up at you guys and is like, "What just? Oh man."
It's a thrall, I know.
Yeah,
right?
that could have been really bad.
Try having it in your tummy.
Thanks. That would have been super duper bad.
Yep.
And everyone agrees that would have been super bad.
Does everyone agree? Let's go around the room.
What a competent person with one of the artifacts? Yeah, I think that would have been bad.
Davenport looks down at the Philosopher's Stone, and his eyes seem to just sort of go into a daze.
Davenport!
And then he looks
on the tray.
He looks up at everybody and goes, Davenport! And
beloved simpleton.
And he tosses it into the one of those big lead balls and shuts the hatch on it. And a couple of guards start to wheel it out of the room, back into the back room. And then a few seconds later, you see it appear. The director draws a curtain, and you can see the window into the Cerebro chamber. And the guards lift the ball up into the central pillar of the chamber. And the director taps her white oak staff on the ground. And like you've seen 3 times now, these huge columns of light stab through the ball. As you do, you can faintly hear the encased screams of Joe Pesci, because that's what...
now, what does that sound like? Just from a Sonic?
Oh, yeah, sure. The pillars pierce the ball. The room goes dark. The guards come and fetch the lead ball, wheel it back into... wheel it out of the Cerebro chamber. A few seconds later, they appear back into the main hall, and they open up the ball, and
Welcome
it
to the
has
stream.
emptied out.
Cool.
So that's the glove, the belt, the stone, and what else?
And the Oculus, the lens,
and the
from
wardrobe.
train.
Is that what is the Oculus? Is what
Jenkins.
Jenkins had?
Yeah, that was the one that you rescued from the.
So
train.
we're that's like halfway, right?
More than
halfway.
We're more than halfway there. Yeah, that's
more than halfway.
Good
for us.
This is going better than I ever could have expected. You 3.
Us too.
Yeah. Well, you 6 did excellent work tonight. I'm very proud of all of you. She says, Davenport. Davenport heads into the back room and comes back out with 6 small burlap bags. Actually, they're not pretty small. These bags are actually decent size. They look like something that a burglar might bring out of a bank or something, because each one contains 2,000 gold pieces and a token for the fantasy gashapon.
Well, happy candle nights to us, huh, everybody? Freeze frame.
Not quite.
Oh, damn
You
it.
said freeze frame.
I said freeze frame, Griffin.
Unfreeze
frame?
Unpause. She says, you're all free to go, but Merle, Magnus, and Taco, I'd like to see you in my office before you retire for the evening.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Trouble.
Sounds good.
You walk back into her office through a door directly behind her chair in the main hall. You've been in this office before. It's I can't remember the last time you were in here. I don't know if you guys do. You came in here once during one of the lunar interludes.
Oh, yeah, it's when we wanted to tell her about Captain Bane.
Yes, that's right. You're back in this office. And there are 3 seats pulled up to her desk. She sits down at the seat behind her desk and invites you to sit with her. And she says, I'll be quick. I know you've had a long night. What have I done to lose your trust? I was listening in, and I heard you parlay with the Red Robe again after I explicitly asked you not to.
When did we?
You were spying on us?
No, this is a legitimate Travis McRae question. When did we do that?
In the Cosmoscope, when the red robe thing appeared before you, and you talked to
cool.
it.
That seems like
if
so long
you'll
ago.
remember, at the end of Pedals to the Metal, you talked with it, and she said, next time you see that thing, just fucking run away and don't talk to it.
Director, everything up to this point has taught us not to trust anybody. We haven't been getting all the information, and I think you would agree that that's true. If you want us to trust you, we need to know everything you know about the hooded figures.
I don't know about the hooded figures, but if you want to know whether or not you can trust me, I have no reason to. She reaches down under her desk and opens up a drawer.
Gun!
And she pulls out a gun and just opens you fools up. She pulls out a small glass orb. And produces a small wand, and she touches the wand to the orb, and from the top of this orb, these three-dimensional images, like these holograms, sprout from the top of the ball, and they start to cycle through a series of shots of what look like destroyed towns of different sizes.
Uh-oh.
And she says, this is the settlement of Armos, where a 7-year-old girl found the Philosopher's Stone and turned the city into peppermint candy. And sure enough, it looks vaguely Candyland-esque, this settlement. And she says, 714 people were killed. And then she taps on the orb again, and a different village appears, and she says, this is the village of Greenhold, where a warlord used the Oculus to manifest a small black hole, which annihilated the entire town, killing 1,152 people. And she taps it again, and you just see an ocean, and she says, this used to be the archipelago of Moonshay, which drowned in 3 minutes under the weight of a storm summoned by the Gaia Sash, 2,512 people. She taps it again, and you just see a sequence of black glass circles. And she says, certainly this looks familiar. Certainly you recognize Phandalin and the other 7 cities that have been destroyed by the Phoenix Fire Gauntlet.
Hey,
8
Tempest,
cities
welcome to the
destroyed,
stream.
total 12,000 dead. She says, I swear to you, I am trying to stop this from happening. And we're over halfway done, but if you give up on me now, if you stop trusting me now, we have already lost. I need to know, are you with me or are you against me?
Director, here's the truth. What did you have for lunch on December 3rd, 2015? You don't remember, right?
No.
Well, that's when you told us not to talk to the Red Robes. So, what I'm saying is... what I'm saying is we forgot, okay?
Yeah.
It was a very long...
It's not necessarily mistrust. It's just stupidity.
Just write us a note, okay?
Have you just met us?
Yeah, we just write a note.
We're really stupid.
Next time, if you can hear it happen on the stone, just be like, "Hey, dummies, remember?"
Hey,
and I'm like, "Oh
dummies,
yeah,
remember?"
oh, yeah." Oh.
She puts the orb and wand away and kind of laughs to herself and says, I'm sorry, we're getting so close. We really are. And we're getting close to finishing our goal. And I guess we're also getting, closer as people. It's just,
High five.
Okay, she high fives you.
Yeah.
I guess I have my own trust issues as well. If you say it was a mistake, I believe you. Just please, it's...
But in the
Whatever
future, Director, don't you want us to get as much information out of the Red Hoods as we can? You have to trust us, too.
You're right. I apologize. I got over dramatic there for a second.
Listen, we forgive you.
How are you listening to all this shit? You have invaded our privacy.
We have stones.
She takes her Stone of Far Speech out of her pocket, and she's like, look, there's a little switch right here. You can just sort of flip it. And
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Did
come
you?
Oh, get
He's
right
got a
out of
mute
town.
button.
I'm sorry.
Now who has trust issues?
Yeah.
I'm sorry for getting so...
I've just been putting my hand over it like a dummy.
I'm so-
This is going to take a couple of 1,000 pieces of gold for me to get over this.
Oh, I'm unfortunately, my per diem is empty. I
don't believe you.
Listen, this is a work in progress. This thing we're working on here. I'm sorry to raise a stink on Candle Nights of all nights. You're free to go.
Okay. This is, as you say, a work in progress, and this is a twerk in progress. And then I start twerking. Ooh, you like that?
Freeze
you like
frame.
it? But I'm still twerking.
Yeah,
Like,
everybody
like
else is
in a-
frozen.
Yeah. Like in a police squad. I'm just twerking as everyone else freezes.
I'm gonna do a little post-credits epilogue to the Crystal Kingdom.
Okay, should we listen or?
Yeah,
we
sure.
take our headset? Okay.
You've returned to your upgraded bedroom suite, and started to unpack your adventure kits. You're also cleaning up after the Candle Nights party. Your bedroom is still kind of decorated with Candle Nights regalia. There's gift wrapping sort of strewn across the room, and some drinks and refreshments are left out. People left this party in a hurry to kick off this mission.
Not that late.
Through the glass window below, you can see the dim lights of the Miller's lab shine through a thick blanket of snow. And as you're unpacking and getting ready for bed, Taco, you hear a voice coming out of your bag. As you rustle around, you find the source of it, and it's the fuse that Lucas recovered from his mother's conduit and handed to you all. And it's
Are we
unlit.
all together, Griffin, or is
Yeah, you're all together. And
We're eating shawarma.
and you're having some candlelight shawarma. It's cold, but it's still good. And this lantern is unlit. There's no spirit inside of it. It's
It's a
vacant.
D&D podcast.
But you can feel
called The
some
Adventure
machinery
Zone.
inside of it faintly whirring. And you hear a voice inside of it. And the voice sounds kind of like Maureen's voice, but like totally lifeless and, for lack of a better term, inanimate. And you hear this voice deliver what sounds like kind of a grim prophecy. And this lantern says, I saw all of existence all at once. I saw a dark storm, a living hunger eating it from within. But I saw a brilliant light heralded by 7 birds flying tirelessly from the storm. I saw 7 birds, the twins, the lover, the protector, the lonely journal keeper, the peacemaker, and the wordless one. And then it repeats that list again. The twins, the lover, the protector, the lonely journal keeper, the peacemaker, and the wordless one. And it actually repeats it several more times before the machinery inside of it dies down and it is silenced.
That's the worst Candle Nights carol I've ever heard.
Hey, Nami. Welcome to the stream.
Previously on the Adventure Zone, Killian gives you guys some gifts too. Hand-carved, personalized whetstones. But they're nice. They're carved in the shape of ducks.
Aw.
They're my favorite, she says.
You're chopping off my damn arm. Seriously. God lied.
God lied to you?
Angus is off in a corner. He gives you guys a big thumbs up.
I give Angus a thumbs down.
Oh my god, sir! Have you been learning wizardly magics?
I take his nose.
Oh my god!
What kind of nasty things do our boys get into betwixt adventures? I'm almost afraid to find
Hey, Devil
out
Girl.
in
Welcome
the
to the stream.
Adventure Zone.
Hey, Autumnbark. Glad you can make it. Hey, Mr. Doggery. Welcome to the stream.
So it's been a few weeks since you successfully completed the Crystal Kingdom mission.
What have I done with my downtime, Griffin? Paint me a word picture.
That's up to you, dog. Maybe you're into puzzles. Maybe maybe you did a little bit of long overdue self-grooming. Those sideburns, man, they need some.
Okay, I definitely brushed out the sideburns. Maybe got a little sideburns perm.
200,000 nits fall out.
I don't see Magnus doing puzzles, but I see Magnus wanting to do puzzles. But
Magnus kind of is a puzzle.
Man, that's so deep, Griffin.
Thank you. I can tell you what you're doing
Alright,
right
you
now.
want to know who the characters are? It's Firestar
This
and
was the scene that
Bramble
you wanted to do for your first solo sort of character development scene.
Oh, I thought you meant what I was doing in real life.
I have so many questions. Like, how would you even get the mic stabilized?
That's my whole recording
thanks,
setup.
Bloodfur.
Okay, wonderful.
Hey, Husky.
The scene that you have decided to do with Magnus is let's just hop right into it.
Okay.
So you walk into the private training moon-based dojo of Carrie, Killian, and new regulator team member Noelle. And you see the three of them performing some pretty impressive acrobatic, violent maneuvers. And it looks like Killian and Carrie are kind of like breaking in Noelle, like teaching her the new maneuvers. Every once in a while, Killian will shout, Orange 11! Or that's not her voice. Orange 11! And then,
did you accidentally do a character voice when the character voice is your voice?
It's my own, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Noelle will like grab Carrie and do like a fastball special with her.
Mm-hmm.
So they're running through some routines, and they see you walk in and stop their practice sesh. Killian throws the two girls some towels. Noelle says, "Well, I don't need that because I'm a robot." And Carrie walks up to you and says, "Oh, hey, Magnus, what's going on?"
I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh no, it's fine. We've been at it for a few hours. She's really coming along fast.
I can come back. If there's a better time, don't.
No, spill it. What's going on?
Carrie, can I talk to you in private, please?
I just became instantly pretty nervous, but yeah, I guess so. Ladies, take 10. And Killian and Noelle waltz out of the room. Literally, they waltz, which is weird.
That's beautiful. I don't know how to say this. So in the lab,
yeah,
I really liked your moves. I thought you
okay.
did
I'm gonna stop you right there, Mag, because you're a good dude and had a lot of fun in that Crystal Kingdom, killing a bunch of robots with you. But you're not really my cup of tea, so to speak.
Oh no! I want you to train me.
What do you mean? Like, in the ways of love? Because...
No, Carrie. I have just always punched and kind of rushed and done, kind of thrown myself into everything.
Right.
But I saw you move and finesse and almost dance your way through battle, and I want to be more precise. I've done some things in the last couple of missions that, looking back on, some might say were suicidal. And I think
you've done some goof-ass stuff.
I think that
You want me to take you to thief school is what you're saying.
Yes. I want to learn to fight smarter.
Okay. I think you're a great guy, Mag.
All right, see you later.
You are also the loudest single person I think I've probably ever met. So I can totally train you, but the question is, are you willing to be trained?
Yes.
That was the first test. You passed it.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so over the why don't you roll a persuasion check just to see if she's gonna require anything from you? I don't know. Is there a persuasion skill?
That's such a good question, Griffin. Let me see here. Yes, there is.
Okay, go ahead and roll that, and just to determine if she's going to require anything from you.
Probably, because that was a 3.
Okay.
Plus 1, 4.
Listen, I'm into it. I'm into this idea. The question is, I think it would be only fair if you could teach me a little something on the side, too.
Oh, jeez, you're up so
again,
early,
I know I said
Tempest,
something. I mean it in a strictly platonic sense.
Great, great. Good, because I'm not...
Yeah,
not
what
my-
kind of...
Hey, Yasmin,
Sure.
welcome to the
What
stream.
kind of skills do you bring to the table that you think old Carrie Fangbattle might benefit from?
Well, I know a lot about animals. I know a lot about vehicles. I can build stuff. I'm a carpenter. Do you want to learn carpentry?
Bing, bang, boom. Bing, bang, boom. I'm actually in need of a birthday present. I could use, I don't know, some sort of special box, or a neat chair, or a really nice bookshelf or
Hey,
something.
Scartail, welcome to the
Tell
stream.
me about this person. I like to craft the thing specifically for the person.
She's super big.
Uh-huh.
It's Killian.
Okay. Yep. Great.
She likes duck. She's a duck fan.
Yeah, would she like a puzzle box shaped like a duck?
That sounds, yes.
All right, we could do that.
That's such a good gift. I'm going to teach you the secret thief skills that I wasn't supposed to, that my sensei told me not to divulge to anybody.
And you know what? If we butter them up a little bit, Taco might enchant it so that it quacks when you solve it.
Oh, yes.
I know, it's pretty good.
Bazinga.
Everyone's going to want one.
Okay, so she is convinced, and over the course of the next couple of weeks, Carrie takes some time out of her regulator training schedule to teach you some of the thieving arts.
Now, Griffin, would you say that it is a simultaneous montages of her teaching me thieves' arts and us carving a duck?
Yes, it's side by side. She
Concurrent
carves a duck.
montage.
She starts off and carves a duck, but it's more of just sort of a ball with like a face but no neck, so it's just like on the front of the ball. And she's, I know this isn't my best.
And it's just a shot of like as music plays with Magnus putting his head down and shaking his head back and forth.
Yeah. I do want to run through some thievery training with you.
Okay.
So you're sitting in the regulator's dojo dome, and just sort of sitting cross-legged on the floor, and she's holding a bean in her hand. And
like a bean, like a fruit bean,
like a little pinto bean. And she says, "If you're able, snatch this."
I take
here
it.
Okay, roll a.
Sorry.
You can roll whatever you want. Maybe a sleight of hand check would be appropriate.
That's a 19 plus 2, 21.
Okay, yeah, you snatch that bean right out of her hand, and she says, "Okay, you didn't let me finish, but fair's fair. That was a good bean grab, my boy."
Thanks.
She holds up her left hand, and in it is your wallet.
Oh.
She says, that was lesson number 2. Being speedy's really important, but so is whipping up a good distraction from time to time.
You got me.
I need that bean back.
I need my wallet back. Same time.
1, 2. Later on, a few days later, same montage. She's just walking in circles around the room as you sort of prowl on the shadowy outskirts of the room. And she has challenged you to pick her pocket.
Okay. I do that.
Okay. That would be, what check would that be? Like stealth, you think? And then probably...
Is this pre-training, pre-leveling up?
Oh, yeah, this is pre-leveling up.
So my stealth is still bad.
Yeah.
Okay. My stealth is plus 2, so let's see.
Sure
Actually
am.
not bad.
Sure
It's
am,
another
Susie.
19. So 19 plus 2, 21.
All right, you sneak up behind her and sort of walk in step with her very silently. And go ahead and roll sleight of hand. Is that the best? Like there's not a pickpocket check, is there?
No, I think that's got to be sleight of hand too. Okay. That's not as good, but 13 plus 2, so
Okay.
50.
Yeah, she's wearing a loose fitting robe, which is not really her style, but sort of giving you an easier time. And you reach in and you pull out a smoke bomb, which explodes in your face. And she says, "It's lesson 3, homie. I always carry a smoke bomb. Smoke bombs are great."
Now, okay, hold on, though, Carrie. I did do the thing. Like, I did pick your pot. Like, that's just mean.
That's that basic. Those are the basics. Those
so
are
rule number 3 is always be aware that when you're picking someone's pocket, they might be a dick.
It's a good thing to remember. There could be pudding. They could have just loose pudding in there, and then you pull your hand back and
who walks around with loose pudding, Carrie?
Taco definitely. I've had some of his pocket pudding before.
Yep. Yeah, okay. Asked and answered.
And then I think later on in this montage, a couple days later, I think you guys are probably just like fighting. But she doesn't no weapons, no phantom fists, just straight fisticuffs fighting.
All right, see you later, Mountain.
So go ahead and make an attack roll on her.
It's probably not good. 8. I mean, plus 7, 15.
No, she easily dodges out of the way of that and grabs your arm and jujitsu flips you and carries your momentum.
Wait, I'm gonna do an acrobatic saving throw. Hold on.
Okay, cool.
Or is that athletics saving throw?
It'd be acrobatics.
Okay, well that's not gonna do it. That's a 2 plus 2, 4.
Okay. You try to land on your feet, but you overcorrect and land directly on your face and your wiener.
At the same time?
At the same time. And she
what
says,
kind of pill bug roll am I in?
She sits down and she says, "Oh, sorry, I was just supposed to dodge it. That was just kind of reflexive.
Sorry about your wiener.
Sorry about your ween. Yeah, it's... How'd you get that scar over your eye? This is an important part of the lesson.
I got it in a fight.
No, I figured that. I figured it wasn't like a big paper cut. You're filing some documents. You got hit, though, right?
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing for you. Not getting hit is, the whole job. A good thief doesn't have...
To be fair, when I got the scar, I was pretty drunk.
Okay. I think that's going to be the hardest thing for you, Magnus. You've always struck me as the big brash guy willing to take the big hits so somebody else doesn't have to. And there may be a time when you aren't able to do that if you really want to pursue this lifestyle.
When I can't protect someone.
When you don't take that big hit and let somebody else do it. You're surrounded by pretty strong people. You don't got to be the damage sponge all the time, you know?
Yeah, but
Hey, Dank Train. Welcome to the stream.
I don't want to lose Merle and Taco.
Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty good. I guess I understand what you're saying. Hey, you know what? I think I learned a little bit of something else from you, too.
Making a duck?
No,
okay.
I think duck making is probably beyond my capabilities.
No, you're doing great. It's really coming along.
Don't you bullshit me.
No, it's good.
She holds up a duck, but it's got 2 asses. No head this time. I flipped the thing upside down accidentally while I was mid-carve.
A lot of people would prefer that version.
Yeah, so you spend the next couple weeks learning from Carrie, not mastering the art of thievery, but getting on enough that you feel a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more confident. And Carrie holds a little impromptu graduation ceremony for you. Right, except you're not really wearing a graduate's cap and robe. You actually have to sneak up to her to steal your diploma. It's a very on brand ceremony. And at the end of it, Carrie's also holding her enchanted hand-carved duck box. You did a lot of the work on it. You did she did the butt half really good, but enlisted your help on the head half. She seems really happy with it. She says, Magnus, I've actually had a pretty great time hanging out these past couple weeks, and I wanted to give you something. And she hands you a small leather pouch with some belt loops on the back of it that you might string a belt through. And when you open it up, you find a set of fairly old-looking but pretty sturdy thieves' tools. There's a lock pick, a bunch of sort of tools that you don't really understand what they are, like metal loops and rings and some sort of small hooks. And she says, I can show you how to use those, but I bought those when I decided to become a thief. And I've gotten a way better set now, but I want you to have them.
Well, I have something for you too, Carrie.
A second duck?
Oh, thanks, Sarah.
Well, hold on. And Magnus reaches in his pocket and pulls out a wooden ring that he's carved with like a rose on top, and it's carved out of rosewood. I made you this. I had to guess at the size, but I think this would fit Killian. If you would like to put it in the box for her, completely up to you. I won't say a word.
It's a real sweet thought, she says. Hey, high five me right now.
High five.
So you have been off duty for a couple weeks now, Merle. You've basically been put on injured reserve, essentially, because of sort of the trauma that you went through in the Crystal Kingdom saga. And again, I apologize for that.
No, I think it all worked out. I think it's made me more of a mythic figure.
But yeah, you have been granted sort of special leave. Oh, that was a tree pun.
I feel like a sap for not getting that.
That's my genuine laugh. If I do it any other way, I'm being sarcastic.
I don't want to hear the genuine one anymore then.
Okay, fantastic. Don't say any more funny stuff. So you've been given special leave due to sort of the trauma of the last mission. And
like cold?
were granted
I'm
an
pretty warm
all-expense
today,
paid weekend-long spa resort visit.
Shut up!
Yeah, congratulations. This is a special bonus on top of your regular payment for the mission. You were given a +1 for this this spa stay. I should mention this was a scenario that you came up with. And the person that you chose to go with you as your +1 surprised basically everyone. You chose the director of the Bureau of Balance to go with you for a spa visit with you.
Yeah.
And let's say you're about a day into this spa visit. You've gotten a thorough scraping. You're kind of a crunchy individual, so I imagine there was a lot of cruft to be removed in nice long aromatic hot baths. And I want to hop in.
You mean I got exfoliated?
Well, you got exfoliated. You got scrubbed down with a fantasy loofah. It's you've been getting the works cleaned up inside and out. There's a colonic element.
What? What?
So for this scene, you and the director are. By the way, it's been maybe a little bit uncomfortable between you two, just because like she's like your boss and wasn't quite sure why you picked her to go with you, and she's not really one for rest and relaxation. So it's been a little bit uncomfortable. But you guys, I think you guys are both getting the same spa treatment right now. What kind of spa treatment would you be getting?
Well, I think I've been exfoliated and we've done all that. So something that gets rid of the toxins. You know, now that I have, tree sap flowing in my veins along with the blood, I figure I got to get some stuff out of there.
Okay, how about a like a macrobiotic mud sort of situation? So it's a hot macrobiotic mud bath.
Yeah.
And you and the director are in side by side sort of baths. And you get the impression that this is maybe set up as a couples activity, which is just really, really driving home the discomfort of this situation. And let's say your arm is off and in its own small potted plant mud bath.
Oh yeah, because if it was going to be anywhere, it'd have to, if anything was going to be in the mud, it would be old tree arm.
And somebody's actually like spraying it with a sweet smelling fluid out of a spray bottle and like pruning it and just like seeing to it. And it seems to be really enjoying that. Oh, do you have any refreshments? They have a lot of refreshments.
I would love some refreshments. Yeah.
What do you like? It's like a tea sandwich. Tea
sandwiches. Yeah, and maybe some cucumber water.
Okay. Yeah, you get the whole cucumber suite, and the director's drinking a huge, like Tammy Taylor size glass of dark purple wine. And so it's been a little bit uncomfortable, but she finally breaks the silence after the sort of the spa attendants leave the room, and it's just the two of you. And she says, Merle, I suppose I should thank you. It's been it's been a bit stressful for the past, like 7-8 years. So I guess I could use a break away from it all. I appreciate you choosing me. I guess my question is, why did you decide to take me on this spa trip with you?
Well, you are my boss, and, we haven't really hit it off very well. And, you and I, we got a lot in common. A little bit more in age than the other two young whippersnappers.
She laughs. I suppose that is true.
I mean, you're still much younger than me, but,
Well, thank you for that.
You're very mature. You're a mature woman, and I'm a mature-ish man. And, I read women pretty well. Women and trees. And I was able to say, this lady needs a break and a friend. I can be the friend, and I can help her get the break.
I appreciate you being considerate like that. You understand it. I try not to be cold. It's just I have to keep a professional distance from my staff members.
You got a tough gig. Tough gig.
It is a tough gig. I wish I could, go on adventures, eat macaroons all night long and gab about
macaroons or macarons? Because I really love the macarons. There's a difference.
Is that what you call macaroni?
No. Macarons are like the cookies, but they've got like a little icing in the middle. Mm-hmm.
This has been pretty confusing so far. Merle, I want to know a little bit more about sort of... You always seem to keep kind of an irreverent attitude, I think it's safe to say. Where does that come from?
Basic insecurities about my appearance, my height, my, only having one damn arm now. No, I've just always been that kind of guy. Hey, why worry about things? Have a light attitude. We're not getting out of this life alive anyway. Why not enjoy the process?
Aw, thanks,
she
Double
takes
Girl.
a big sort of gulp out of her giant glass of wine and says, I'm surprised to hear you could keep things sort of that lighthearted and still be a man of the cloth.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. I've never been a traditional man of the cloth. I'm more like, I don't know if you ever saw the movie Poseidon Adventure, but Gene Hackman. That's more of my role model. Gene Hackman, priest who, curses a lot and, really doesn't get himself tied down. And, hey, I'm going to be honest with you, director, because I've been having some...
Hey, Moonshadow.
some doubts. I've been having some conflicts, some tests of faith
Hey,
here
Katie.
over the last...
To be frank with you, Merle, we've both seen some pretty existentially horrifying things. How do you go about keeping the faith when you see such horrible things?
Well, like I said, try to keep an open mind. And, while I think that having that faith is important because you need to have that relationship and you need to have some idea about, a higher power, higher purpose. I've never been much of a church guy. I know as a priest, that sounds a little weird. But, I think it's more important to just kind of embody the ideals and the things you want to do and not make a bunch of rules for people,
So how did you settle on Pan as your patron deity? Is there a story there?
Cool beard. Pan's got a cool beard, like a goatee kind of beard.
Sorry, you've based your sort of theology and life direction
on a beard. Yeah. And the cloven hooves are kind of cool. I'm a very shallow person, director. I'm as shallow as a mud puddle. But cool beard, hairy legs. I have hairy legs. I want my beard to be cool.
There's some synergy there.
There is. There's a connection there. I grok Pan. So, at first it was, that guy's cool. I'd like to be like him. I was like a lot of other young dwarves, when I was a kid, and and the Panites would come around with their literature and and their songs, their contemporary Pan songs. And, it was all really cool. And we had Pan camps. You'd go to Pan camp and learn about Pan. And it was fun. It was a great way to socialize with people. And
a lot of, I guess, important values being imparted.
Sure, yeah. Playing the pipes, cavorting. There's a lot of cavorting at Pan camp.
Listening to the Adventure
kind of
Zone
got dragged in. And
D&D
next thing you
podcast.
know, I'm, learning more about it, and boom, bang, boom, I'm wearing the collar.
They're kind of doing
and
a
all-
character
well, I don't really
building
wear the
episode
collar,
right
but
now.
You know what I'm saying.
I guess I'm jealous in a way. I wish I could have the sort of comfort that your deity brings to you, that your faith in Pan brings to you, but I just don't think I'll ever be able to make that leap, she said.
Well, it's kind of let me tell you something. It's pretty much a one-way street. old Pan. I don't think Pan really cares. Doesn't really give a shit whether or not I'm, his buddy or not. But it's all about how it makes me feel.
You hear, and she says, I don't know about that. And you look over, and your wooden arm is sort of impatiently tapping its fingers on the side of the tub.
Oh, well, maybe Pan does give a shit. But you know what? Here's the thing. Here's my feeling on faith, and maybe this will help you. I'm not trying to convert you, although I do have a couple of those Pan tracks if you want to take a look at them. But my thing is, if my faith and believing in Pan helps me get through the tough times, hey, then what's the harm? If it helps me get through stressful things and helps me get past all the goo and the black and the blood and stuff, hey, works to my advantage.
She drains the rest of her fishbowl of wine.
Whoa,
and
easy.
sets it down.
Easy going, Sister Sue.
She says, I appreciate you telling me more about this. I want you to understand, my whole life, I dedicated myself to the study and the service of other people's discoveries, of other people's adventures. I was a supporter, but one day I made the decision to stop championing other people's heroism and to take the direction of my life into my own hands. And I lost dear friends because of that
I do not have Redbubble. I am looking into getting one of those kind of sites or accounts or whatever thingies, shops set up.
But I think I'm
eventually.
done waiting on anyone to
I really
fix
want to
my
start selling
problems for
prints.
me.
Oh
and
no, Pan
stickers and
doesn't
stuff
fix problems.
eventually.
Let's take a look at the stub where my arm used to be. I think it's more problem causing. But hey, you gotta
You hear that?
Yeah. Hey, you gotta stand for something or you're gonna fall for anything. So listen, you have got faith. It's faith in you.
I guess that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
Let's get some more booze up in here.
Yeah, let's do that. Here, let me pour that for you. Glug, 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 glug. What is this, by the way? What is this purple shit that you're drinking?
Grape juice.
Oh. How old is it?
125 years old.
There's a name for grape juice that's 120-some years old.
That was what my jokes sound like.
Yeah, we're gonna work on that.
So you, Taco, you got some downtime after finishing the Crystal Kingdom campaign. You've decided for your time off, and maybe you can talk a little bit more about the motivations that have led you to do so, because I thought this was a surprising character choice. You decided to give young Angus MacDonald, boy detective, some tutelage in the ways of magic after he expressed some interest in it in the last episode.
Yes. I feel guilty about the whole silverware
About
thing.
all the just the silverware, not like the constant, ceaseless bullying of this.
That's
10-year-old.
kind of like fun ribbing, just like two equals. ribbing each other. I don't feel particularly guilty about that. No, I feel a little guilty about stealing his family's silverware, and then lying about it.
And pawning it off for, like, I think you bought, like, a soda pop with it.
Nothing. I did nothing with it. In the grand scheme of our adventures, it was not a lot of money.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. And so you've decided to give him some magic lessons. So it's mid-afternoon, and you are in the Bureau Balance cafeteria, the mess hall. And it's between meals. There's a kitchen staff cleaning up in the back room. You can hear them clinking and clanking around back there as they wash dishes and prepare for the dinner service. But basically, you got a big open room right now. You've moved some of the tables out of the way, and in walks little 5'0" Angus McDonald, wearing his Sunday best, and he's holding a little dinky wand. And he just prances into the room. He's very excited, and he goes, "Hello, sir. It's Magic Day. It's Magic Day."
I suppose I'm already regretting this.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can tone it down if you'd like. I'm just excited to begin my magic adventure into the arcane arts.
Okay, all right. Let's calm down a little bit.
What kind of spells am I going to learn today?
No spells today. The first day isn't about spells. It's about what the spells you don't learn. Really, on the first day. How many spells don't you know?
All of them?
A good start.
Hey, Nightfall.
I know all about, like, the
Welcome
principles
back.
of
I'm
arcane
looking at the
interaction and
last picture.
the sort of the
for my
different
part.
schools of magic and how they behave. I've
Should
done
be
a lot
done
of
by the end of
studying
the
up,
day.
but for some reason I just can't seem to get the dang magic to come out.
Sure. Here's your first problem. What is this you're holding here?
And my magical wand?
Yes. So what is this you have here? Where did this come from?
Leon gave it to me because I helped him solve a couple mysteries on the side. Those didn't make the episode cut, but there was a whole
always
campaign
kind of
we
wanted to
together.
redo my
See, the problem
cattails
is a lot of
one,
people
but
get wands and they think,
we just
well,
don't really have the time
magic
for it right now.
maybe, like starting a car. But really, a wand
I
is
kind
just
of,
a
I
conduit
don't know.
for the magic that is
Redoing
getting
animations
inside
would
you
just take a lot of
all along.
time.
That's wonderful.
It's not
Yeah,
something
it's pretty
I'm
inspirational and shit.
particularly
So how do I get that magic to come out of me,
keen
sir?
on doing. I like
Put the
redoing
wand down
redraws of
first.
pictures, but
Okay. He very gently sets it down. Like very gently. This thing is more precious to him than his family's silverware.
Now,
He sets it down gentle on the ground.
Ironically. So the first thing is, what if you don't have your wand? Well, that's a good question. It's on the table, right? So you don't have it. So
Yeah.
here's the first spell I'm going to teach you. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Mage Hand.
I've heard of Mage Hand.
That's good. Mage Hand is it is a cantrip, which is one of the easiest things to cast. And it's conjuration, which it just means making something out of nothing.
I know what the words mean, sir. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step on your
You're
game.
gonna
Please,
have a problem here?
no, please teach me.
Is this a problem? Trying to salt my game?
You run him through sort of the incantation that conjures Mage Hand up out of nothing, and after a good 10 minutes of him just kind of standing with his hands, his open palms an inch apart, a very, very small spectral hand with just a single finger, just the ring finger appears and instantly just falls on the ground and starts twitching. And Angus sees this monstrous, just pained hand, and he starts.
oh yeah, Nightfall. If you're still here,
Oh God!
Kill it.
Question.
Okay, Angus, kill it. Dude, stab it with something.
He picks up a fork from the table and
Let me know
stabs.
if you're still here.
Stab the hand with the fork, quick.
He stabs the hand with the fork, and it dissipates back into smoke. And he goes, "That was terrible."
It was great. You did nothing. You did something out of nothing. That's magic, baby.
I guess that's true. I'd like to make a full big hand last time. Hey,
Well-
Taco, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
Who taught you how to do magic?
That's a long story. I didn't so much learn. I used to be a chef, a long time ago.
That's right. You made me those macaroons.
Yeah.
And its taste is so good. I ate it as a candlelight treat for myself by myself in my room.
Oh,
Yeah, I
good.
just cuddled up next to the candlelight's bush, and there weren't so many presents under mine, but that's okay. And I ate the macaroon, and it was the highlight of my holiday.
Okay, Nightfall. No
I
problem.
tried to learn. I was a chef, and I thought transmutation magic would help. Spice things up a bit, right? Nobody's impressed if you put mustard on a hot dog because you had the mustard. But what if you went into a box with just mustard and a hot dog and came out with like chicken cordon bleu? Like, people would be really impressed by that, right? They would.
That would be amazing, sir.
Chef du jour. So yeah, I tried to do that, and I wasn't really that competent at first, and then I sort of lost control, and I was transmogrifying things sort of left and right without really thinking about it, which was a bad scene.
Oops.
And then,
Well, absolute power corrupts absolutely, as my grandpa said.
that's not relevant here, but a fine point and well observed.
So why don't you cook very much anymore, sir?
my
The macaroons you made were so delicious, and I wonder why you don't cook for your friends more often, sir.
Well, Angus, one time I transmogrified something that I transmogrified it into something you really shouldn't eat ever for life to live. I mean, and a lot of people ate that, and that went so sideways. I just decided that I would never again cook for people I cared about because I couldn't risk something happening to them until I get this under control, I guess.
It's very sad, sir. I'm sorry for making you bring that up. I can tell that it upset you.
Yeah, that's okay. I just don't cook for anybody who's close to me, that I care if they live or die, I guess, more specifically.
You did let me eat the macaroon.
I did. That must have been a lapse. I get, you know what? In hindsight, that was a lapse of judgment. I was actually just really excited about making macaroons, and I'm fairly certain that I didn't poison.
Didn't goof that one up.
Didn't goof that one up, as near as I could tell. I mean, you're here, right? You're fine. Have you always been this height?
I have shrunk like 4 inches in the past couple months.
Not related. I'm sure that's not related.
I thought it might just be weird moon gravity stuff.
Weird moon gravity stuff. That's exactly. I was about to say that when you said it. That's amazing.
You spend the rest of that day conjuring up mage hands with different numbers of fingers on it, and we did a montage in Travis's bit, so we'll do just a very fast one here. Just kind of jump to the end of it. It's been about a week and a half, and you've given him several lessons, and you're back in that cafeteria between meals again, and Angus says, Sir, check it out. And he holds out his hand, and a small but pretty steady flame appears in it. And he has cast a very competent version of the cantrip Produce Flame. And he's holding it up to you, looking for approval.
That is awesome. Congratulations, Agnes.
Thank you, sir. Did you say Agnes?
You have done an amazing job. If you keep it up, then someday you might be a better wizard than I am. And
that's very kind of you to say. I hope.
And I grab him by his lapels. When that day comes, little man, oh, when that day comes, I will summon whatever powers I still have at my disposal that you have not siphoned away from me, and I will take all of my canning and all of my cunning and all arcana still within my reach, and I will use it to strike you down. Little man, don't ever again challenge my power. It's a monologue I'm working on, Agnes. I'm sorry. That wasn't actually directed at you. That's from a one-man show I'm doing.
Okay, so that was just from your play acting then, sir.
You peed your loincloth there, Agnes. I know you got a little suit. Peed your loincloth is the name of the show. You peed your loincloth is the name of the show I'm working on.
Can I get tickets?
Oh, look. Can't you just conjure them, Mr. Wizard? Mr. Big Tough Magic Boy?
He says, this is kind of uncomfortable now. But he holds out a small, cardboard box with a small ribbon around it, which he undoes and opens up. And there's some macaroons inside. He said, I made these for you, sir, to thank you for the magic lessons.
Oh, hell yeah. Thank you so much, Agnes. I am going to enjoy these in my bunk.
You don't want to eat one right now, sir?
Yeah, sure, I'll eat one right now. What the hell? You want to go around once, right?
You take a bite into it. The texture's fine, and the texture's hard to nail in a macaroon. It is completely flavorless. It's just there's no flavor in it whatsoever.
It's fine. It's just fine.
I know, I probably goofed up on the flavor profile a bit.
I'll tell you what. You got the texture exactly right. And really with a macaroon, that's the hard part. You got to make sure to rise. One thing that might help is if you give the pan a little shake. After you actually dollop out the meringue, you can remove some of these peaks. And also sugar. Any sugar at all would be great.
That was it. Yeah,
that's the one. Yeah,
I was wondering maybe
structure.
I was wondering if you could maybe use prestidigitation to get some better flavors on these bad boys.
You could, but really, you shouldn't cross those streams, little man. That got me into some bad trouble, and I wouldn't recommend it.
I was just hoping maybe you could just show me how prestidigitation works. But I understand if. No, I understand.
No, it's fine. Yeah, prestidigitation. So this has two components, V and S. Here you go. I'll just make these sort of taste better.
You point your Umbra staff at the box of macaroons and begin to cast prestidigitation. But it's a hard spell name to say. But prestidigitation does not come out of your Umbra staff. It feels like actually your Umbra staff is sort of exerting a will of its own. And prestidigitation doesn't come out of it. The spell Scorching Ray does.
I'll dag.
And you blast this little box full of macaroons into dust with a powerful version of the spell, Scorching Ray, and you actually have to like hold your elbow to like prevent the recoil. This is a powerful ass version of this. And once you do this, Angus goes, "Well, okay, I can understand if you didn't like them, sir, but that's all you had to say. You didn't have to burn them all up."
No, that's not what I cast.
Scorching Ray comes out of your Umbra staff again, and this time your Umbra staff like pulls your elbow so that it's pointing in a straight line, and it's firing the spell Scorching Ray into the wall, and you could just feel the Umbra staff like making you trace a shape, and it carves out the letter L in fire in the wall, and then it does a U, and then it does a P, and then the staff shuts down, and you feel it like just kind of lose any power that it was exerting over you in that moment. So your staff, you lost control of it, and you blasted the letters LUP into the wall.
Why? What is that? What is LUP?
Angus takes out a notebook, and he says, "Sir, I appreciate the magic lessons.
Thanks, Jumper.
It sounds like you've just given me an even better gift. A new mystery to solve."
Oh, fuck.
Taco's my favorite character. He's the best.
Hey everybody, this is Scriven Macro, your dungeon master, your best friend, your worst enemy. Don't cross me, bud. Not today. Not today of all days. I'm just not feeling it. Thanks for listening to The Adventure Zone episode 40. Kind of a weird episode, huh? I kind of decided that I wanted to try something different for this lunar interlude. I couldn't really come up with an idea for what to do between arcs. So I thought I'd give it over to the boys and do some smaller sort of character development based scenes with them. I hope you liked it. It was fun to do it, and maybe we'll do it again later on in the future. But the next arc starts in the next episode, so I'm looking forward to getting into that. Got a few personal messages on this episode of the Adventure Zone. If you want to get a personal message on the show, just go to MaximumFun.org/Jumbotron. You can find out how to get a message on the show there. First message here is for Mike, our benevolent god of DM. It's from
Oh my
Mina,
god, but Taco's
Jameson,
already so good. I
Thornton,
love Taco.
Lamey, Rupert, and also named Rupert.
I just want to draw
and
so much
Dan
fan art of
Halen,
this.
which is a good D&D name. They say, "Hi, fellow DM. I'm also a DM. Happy birthday. We know it's hard DMing us, but you do it so well. Remember when Lamey killed a girl? Thoradin took a nap instead of saving us from the dick cream shop, and Jameson tried to kill a dragon by putting on a Spyro costume? Thanks for being a benevolent DM. Please don't kill us. Love, the worst D&D players ever."
All right, see you later, Devil Girl. Thanks for joining.
Scenarios you've laid out there, and I'm thinking that was probably your squad at their worst. I think that might be a fitting sort of superlative for you guys to have. Got another one here for Erica Round
thanks,
Seattle,
Piggy Cakes.
and it's from Zach.
Yeah, I'm
Round
getting a little more
Francisco,
comfortable with
who
it.
says, "Saying goodbye to a longtime friend.
I
The
don't-
McElroys
definitely
seemed
don't
like
do it
the
very
best
often,
vehicle to
but
deliver how sad I am to be
I don't know what it is
leaving.
about
We'll miss
PMVs,
our
but I
bad
just think
movie
they
days
look
more than I could possibly
very
express.
nice
You're
with
an
the
awesome
lineless
friend, and
style.
I hope by the power of the interwebs that doesn't change. If you ever need to see a cat talk again, you're always welcome in Cali. Wondering..." This is a sad message, and it sounds like it's going to be a sad goodbye. But, you'll always be friends no matter what. And that's all great and all. I'm more interested in hearing the cat magic that this person apparently possesses, and I will get my answer off the air. This message is for Cosmos Craig, and it's from Mom and Dad, who say, "Hey, Cosmos, that's right, buddy. You just heard your name on the Adventure Zone podcast. Hell yeah, here's a few bonus ones. Cosmos, Cosmos, Cosmos. Why? Because your parents rock, of course. We couldn't get your name as a character because we have exactly zero interest in tweeting, but here it is on the podcast anyway. Cosmos, Cosmos, Cosmos." See, they threw in a few too. "We hope when you are older, you realize how cool we were for letting you..." And then the message got cut off because you ran out of characters, but I'm going to assume that ends with, "let you listen to this foul podcast program." And I can't help but agree. You got some cool folks there, Cosmos. 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 That's a good name. One last message here. This one's for Stephanie, and it's from Dana, who says, "Thank you for the last few years
Hey,
of
Nightfall,
love,
welcome back.
fun, and creativity. I'm so honored and lucky to be marrying you this October." Awesome. I love that on this show, we get messages in, way before, 9 months after they are relevant. "I love you with all my heart. P.S. Let's get those wedding invitations for Travis, Griffin, and Justin in the mail ASAP." Yes, if you want to send wedding invitations, you can actually find all of our P.O. Box information at McElroyShows.com. That's where those live. That's a good place for those to go. And congratulations on your upcoming nuptials. I want to thank everybody who's been tweeting about the show using the Zonecast hashtag. We don't pay to advertise the show at all, so the only way that we have to spread the word and grow and get bigger and bring in
All
new
right,
listeners
Nightfall,
is for you to
if
tell
you
your friends
can-
who you think might
if you
be
can hear me,
interested in the show.
I have a question
We
about
work really hard on
my
it,
colors
and, I
for the
appreciate
final
everything you can do
product.
to help us spread the word
So
around.
let me
If
know
you tweet about
if you are
the show
listening
using that
and
hashtag,
watching.
you might end up as a character on the show. We are gonna record a couple episodes for the new arc probably in the next week or so get those tweets in now. Got a lot of characters in this new arc that I need to name, so I've been scouring Twitter, got a few that I've picked out, but plenty of slots available. Use that the Zonecast hashtag, you might end up as a character on the show. Go listen to the other shows on the Maximum Fun Network. There's a lot of really, really great programs on there, including a new one called The Greatest Generation, which is a podcast about Star Trek. If you're just sort of a general nerd, that sounds like one that you might be able to sink your teeth into. If you're not a Star Trek fan, there's a ton of other shows on the network that I'm sure one of them is going to tickle your fancy. Just go to MaximumFun.org, check them all out. You can check out all the other projects that we McElroys do at McElroysShows.com, like I mentioned earlier. All of the video stuff that we do at Polygon, and all the podcasts, the many, many podcasts we do, you can find them all there. I don't want to go on any longer because this episode's already going to go on for forever, and I want to get back into it. But thank you all so much for listening to it. The response to the last story arc was genuinely moving, and I'm really excited about the places we went in that arc. I really enjoyed, exploring making music for the first time and using it in the show. You can find all that music on my SoundCloud account. It's just Griffin McElroy on SoundCloud. The whole Crystal Kingdom soundtrack's up there now. So
Yeah, let me
yeah,
just
thank
go
you
out.
also so much for your kind,
so-
warm reception to basically all the stuff that we try to do
so this
on the
is
show.
like
So we're gonna get into the character
color
development
that I
part of the
drew it
podcast.
as.
That's gonna be the back half of this episode.
But I'm not sure if you think
and
it's
then the
green
next
enough
episode is gonna
to
go up
follow
on,
your
Mansies,
like color
June
palette.
2nd.
It's
So
kind of hard for me to do
we will
with
see
the
you there.
fire
Bye.
scene. But so I added some like adjustment layers. I'm wondering if you like this better, or if you like it like that better, or just like that, or with like that.
We're back all together again, and
So,
I hope all that went okay. We're recording this part, but we're recording the second
Let me
half
know
of this
if you
episode
wanted a
before
little
the
more
first half of
green
the
or
episode we
not,
just listened
or
to.
if this is
So,
okay.
if it was a colossal failure,
I made this scene a
should
little
we
more green.
apologize in this part
which
of the
I
show?
like better.
You know what? I'm gonna say you're welcome.
Whatever it was, I'm sure it went really well.
So yeah, just let me know which one you like better.
So the three of you have sort of regrouped back at the Bureau of Balance, and I don't know why you didn't do all this stuff immediately after the Crystal Kingdom arc, but you're doing it now because we got to do.
Yeah.
Well, because
some-
everyone was on Christmas break, Griffin.
That's
We had to wait for Leon to get back from
fucking
Candlelight
fantastic.
Break.
Yeah, Leon was out. His family celebrates Elven Candle Nights, which, as we all know, lasts twice as long, and that's the end of the goof. But Leon,
I
the
wish
artist.
more games
Okay,
had that.
well,
Yeah.
I'll do.
Well, so
I'll
nice.
probably
Just
stick
when
with
they're
the
done,
original
they're
color
done.
scheme for the fire
but
scene.
Leon,
Then
the art
thanks,
bookend,
Nightfall.
and then the joke teller says, and that's the end
And
of
that's
the joke.
And now you know the rest of the goof.
All right.
So Leon is back in his in the Gashapon Artificer Chambers, where the three of you find yourselves now with a shiny Gashapon token. And as soon as you walk into the room, Leon just goes, fuck. Oh, no.
No, we've got it this time.
You
Leon.
said
Don't-
that every time that you come
Leon,
in.
look me in the eyeballs. I've got it. And I hand my token to Taco.
You're going to give Taco two goes at it then.
Well, he's going to do it for me.
No, that's not how it works. Double. Here's the.
No,
okay,
I
what-
know.
No, no, no.
It's to you.
No, you shut up. Here's the thing. He reaches into his robe and he pulls out 3 shining, sparkling, wrapped, delicious-looking pieces of candy. And he says, you guys get it right on your first try,
Ooh.
and you'll be rewarded with the most delicious leftover candle night sweets that your sweet little mouths have ever tasted.
Point of order. Do we all three have to get it right to get a candy, or does each person get a candy for getting it right?
No, you know what? Let's raise the stakes. Yes, it's an all-or-nothing game, Magnus.
Oh, you got me, Leon.
Put the coin in the Gashapon machine by yourself, turn the wheel, get your prize. You do it good. Ooh, tasty candies in there.
Okay.
Hey, let me ask you a question. That's a fun Magnus joke.
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite candy?
Turkish delight.
Marzipan.
And you, Taco?
I like Ferrero Rochers.
Oh, wouldn't you just know it? He waves his hand over these 3 sweets, and they transform magically into the 3 things you said.
Dunk.
All right, let's do this. I put my token into the machine myself.
Hell yes, 1 for 3.
And I got a 2. Is that good? Should I roll again?
The number does not...
This
good,
is a
Griffin?
downloaded one.
This is actually very good for you, Magnus.
Don't remember where
you
I
hear a
downloaded it
loud
from, though, sadly.
ka-chunk come
was
out of
some
this
kind of
machine
free brush
as
set
a
from
pretty
the internet.
sizable package falls out of it.
Tell me more about my sizable package.
We're just gonna say like there's every one of those is just you're not gonna let any of them sail by.
Hey, Wayward.
Nope.
Glad you can make it.
It is a very you know what, I just changed my mind. It's an empty package. You get nothing.
No.
It's a pretty big package. It is you pull out a capsule from this machine, and as you pop it open, you see what appear to be dark gray feathers.
Ooh.
And they're not actual feathers. They seem to be made of some sort of like studded leather, like super light leather. And as you sort of unfurl it, it looks like some sort of a very light piece of torso armor, chest armor, with this light gray feathered design
Yeah, I am on board.
And you take it back to Leon, who flips through his book and very quickly locates this item. He says, okay, that is the featherweight cuirass. And it's an interesting piece of armor that increases the wearer's flexibility and mobility. The featherweight cuirass, it has the same AC as the armor that you are currently wearing, which is actually kind of impressive because it's definitely lighter. But it gives you +3 on every acrobatics check from now on.
Oh.
So any feats of flipping or things like that that you want to do, you can now go have an easier time doing them. So I expect more stunts in the future from Magnus.
Sweet. Yes, especially since, as people who listen to this after the fact will know, I'm going to train in that with Carrie.
Yeah, unless you trained bad. I don't know.
Oh, okay, maybe I trained real bad.
He says, okay, please, who's next? Who's going to keep this streak alive?
Griffin, just so I know, is it like a cape or is it like a chest piece?
It's like a chest. It's like a chest piece.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to give our fan art people.
Well, and also you didn't know what it was.
I think fan art sounds diminutive. I think like co-creators.
Yeah, let's just say I want the artists.
Collaborators.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
Good, Dad.
I want
Artistic
our collabo artists.
collaborators.
Because they put more work into it.
Then
I
we
guess
do,
is what I'm saying.
absolutely.
And we make all the money.
We don't make any money.
Oh, we don't make any money. No.
Not if there are.
Mm-mm.
We don't. You're saying it like the way you say things.
No, we don't make any
Dad,
money.
did I
You do-
inherit
still
my
do
inability to sound sincere from you?
That's it. You have that.
But see, but you
sincerity
do
to
it for things that make you sound good. Dad does it for things that make him sound actively worse.
When
Oh,
he's
no,
telling the
I'm
truth,
Yeah.
you sound
I'm
like
not
the
a bad
devil,
guy.
Dad.
No.
Who's up next on the candy train? He says and shakes
All
the
right.
candy train. Oh,
You
here
can do
comes
this,
the
guys.
candy
Do all or
train
nothing.
Pulling into candy.
I'll go ahead
Town.
and go.
Who are you? I don't recognize your voice.
I'm diabetic Merle.
All right.
Candy means nothing to me.
That's a real. I don't know if that's a real character choice. It's a real Clint choice. I'm not saying.
take the
Hold on, I should
coin.
backpedal. Diabetes isn't a choice.
No, it's not.
It's a lifestyle.
In Dad's case, it was more of a lifestyle.
yeah. Thanks, Krispy Kreme.
Sure is, Dad.
okay.
Sharky boy.
Still shaking his candy in his hand.
All right, see you later, Tempest.
Here it comes.
I extend the coin.
He's biting his nails.
I'm getting closer and closer to Leon with it.
No, I shake a no-no can at him.
I put it in the slot.
Okay.
Yes, spin the prize wheel. Oh, shnikey.
If it rolls on the floor, you don't get anything.
You got a negative. You got a nothing. An imaginary number.
17.
17. Have you rolled a 17? Hold on. Okay. You put the coin in the slot and turn the crank. A much smaller capsule comes out of the machine than the one that Magnus got. This one's actually more ovular. It's a bit longer. And as you open up the capsule, inside of it are some nerd-ass looking glasses. Like some real thick, boxy, like Elvis Costello brown tortoise shell shit.
Okay. Kind of six-string samurai kind of thing?
Yeah, kind of. A bit Buddy Holly, and you take it back to Leon, who flips through. There's actually apparently a lot of glasses in that machine because there's like several pages of glasses, and he locates the ones that you have pulled out, and he says,
BX-ray specs, BX-ray specs, BX-ray specs.
"No, not quite. These are called awareness frames." And they are some nerd-ass looking glasses, he says, that enhance the wearer's ability to perceive the truth and see things previously unseen. Which means that while you're wearing these glasses, you get +2 to both your perception and your investigation checks. So as long as you're wearing these, you'll be able to find things a little bit better and sort of discern the truth of of
It made his
things.
eyes too big.
Okay, so +2 to perception.
And +2 to investigation. Leon falls to his knees and like crawls towards you, Taco, and says, "Taco, please set me free."
Taco.
I cast blink.
What the? Okay, you disappear from this plane of existence and reappear in the ethereal plane.
All right, and I walk in the ethereal plane over, so I'm staying next to him.
Okay.
And then I reappear and snatch the candy from his hand and put my coin into it.
Make a sleight of hand check with advantage.
What?
Make a sleight of hand check with advantage.
That's an 18, baby.
Like Indiana Jones, you.
Wait. Hold on. I want to make sure that I can't add anything to it. Yeah, no. I add 3 to dexterity. That's 21.
21.
He, like, as soon as you do that, he just looks at you in stunned silence, and just falls to the ground and curls up in a ball and releases your coin, which rolls across the floor, and he just starts weeping on the floor. He says, we were so close to Candy Station.
I'm already pulling in, Boobala. All right, I pick my coin up, and I pop a Ferrero Rocher in my mouth, and I toss the other boys their candy, and I go put my coin in the slot, because I do know how it works.
You're sure that you did it in the right order, and you put the candy in your mouth and the coin in the slot?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Okay.
Because he's got fillings,
Yeah,
and
sure.
that would hurt.
Roll that
Alright,
D20,
see you
my
later,
boy.
Kate. Have fun.
Ooh.
8.
Okay. A pretty average sized capsule rolls down and out of the machine, and as you lift up the flap and retrieve it, you pop it open, and inside you see a relatively plain looking slingshot carved out of wood with a rubber sling, I guess, on it. And it's carved from a light wood, but there is an intricate etching in the handle of it. And fucking Leon just like from the floor like flips around the book that's up on his desk and just like points to the book and tells you
Hey,
to
Double
look
Girl,
at it.
welcome back.
And
I guess
I
that's
see
fuck you.
it says "fuck you, Taco." No, it actually is open to an entry, and you see the picture of the slingshot you're holding in it. And this entry describes the hole thrower. And once per day, the hole thrower can put a perfectly circular hole into any non-living, non-magical object or barrier. You roll a d10. You point the hole thrower at what you want to put a hole in. You roll a d10, and then the hole's diameter is that many feet, whatever you roll. So you can use this to open up a door in a wall, or a hole in a door, or a,
Door in a wall.
So is it
Firestar's
okay,
eyes
so it's
are
like a
bigger than
barrier,
replicates.
not
That's not working. What am
not
I
a
doing?
thick thing.
Um,
For walls and doors, right? Not like I'm trying to think of
Mountain.
you couldn't shoot. You couldn't shoot it at the ground and open a hole to the other side of the earth. No.
Okay.
It would have to be within reason. In fact, let's just say whatever you roll in the d10, it can be that many feet deep as well.
Okay.
Great.
Got it.
And you can use that once per day.
Okay.
That's it for your Fantasy Gashapon visit. Leon says, sits up, and he wipes the tears from his eyes, and he says, I'm not going to give up on you three.
I'll get you next time with my gadgets.
If you guys keep this up, Leon's going to be the big bad at the end of the campaign. And
You
Cool would
broke
that
me.
be?
or maybe the
You
second,
made me this.
maybe the second big bad. It seems like we're all done there.
Where are we headed to now, Griffin?
I think I know.
I think
Aw,
it might
hey,
make
Fair.
Oh, you know what?
Glad
I
you
actually
stopped
heard
by to
that
say
they're
hi.
having a sale. That's not true. They never have sales. They never have sales at
Fantasy Costco, where all your dreams come true. Got a deal for you.
That's probably anticlimactic for you boys because I just said they never have sales at.
Yeah, no, we got it.
Yeah, you're at the Fantasy Costco. Is this the third or fourth time we made it to the Fantasy
I
Costco?
think this is the fourth. I'm not sure, though.
Okay. So you all got paid 2,000 gold pieces in your last adventure. The only other revenue source we had was the bag of gems that Magnus found in Lucas's private quarters. Not sure if you remember that.
I do. I wrote it down.
I appraised that at 1,200 gold pieces. It is up to you, I guess, if you want to share that or not. I think Merle was in the room with you when you found it, so that may be a tricky...
Okay, I'll tell you this. I will, it's like a bonus to buy things that people want to that are more than...
Oh, like a pool.
Okay. We'll call it a pool of money.
Well, then you guys have 2,000 gold pieces with this floating pool of 1,200. And I don't know if you had any money left over, but if so, you can add that to the total. And then I have emailed you a list of items.
Hey, Diamond, welcome back.
Should we go down the list and read off some of the stuff that people sent in?
Griffin, can we buy just regular stuff too if we need just like regular supplies?
Yes, there's a table in your player's handbook of just like everyday common objects, and within reason, I'll allow you to pick stuff out of that. I think you can buy.
I want to buy a mastiff.
A what?
A mastiff?
Dog.
A dog?
Nice try, but you know there's no dogs on the moon.
But I want it so bad.
He really won't. He's explicitly said there's no dogs in the moon.
I've explicitly. That's
so bad.
Well,
I'd like to do something really different.
Okay.
Look in the eyes of my heart, Griffin.
No.
I would like to do something that actually makes sense for me to buy.
Okay.
And I know that's kind of out there.
Oh, by the way, I should mention, in addition to the like dozen or so new items in the menu, everything you have you didn't buy in past visits is still available. I have that on this list as well.
I think with my bad habit of burning through spell slots, I ought to buy Matthias, the living
I know, bro.
grimoire.
No, that's
Yeah,
a good
you
way
got
to
it.
go.
So Matthias, the Living Grimoire, is a new item sent in by Will Barnett. Thank you, Will.
Looks like Barrett here.
I thought it was Barrett.
Hey,
Oh, yeah,
Cat.
sorry.
Welcome to the stream.
I'm sitting very far away from my computer. Will Barrett, thank you, Will. It's this clockwork owl. It's a clockwork owl. Has been owned by dozens of different wizards throughout its lifespan and can now recite arcane knowledge on command. All arcana checks made by the player who owns this item gain advantage. In addition, a player can use this to prepare a spell they do not know once per day. This spell still takes up a spell slot of the spell's level, so you don't get extra. You can have a spell that you wouldn't normally be able to learn and sort of have it live in this owl, but whenever you cast it, it does still burn one of your spell slots.
That's cool.
And it also gives you advantage on arcana checks.
And then I would like to put my 500 remaining into the pool.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
That's very kind of you. Okay, the pool
We're
is
well
now...
on our way to that magical flaming sword thing.
That's what I was thinking.
Leftover from last time, we still have John Williams' 8-year-old son, Colin, who sent in this... You can't buy Colin.
I thought for a second, yeah.
No.
I was like, and he's such a talent.
Colin sent in the Flaming, Poisoning, Raging Sword of Doom, which is a sword with a gigantic blade wreathed in flames with a crooked, oozing scorpion stinger affixed to its point, and it just does a bunch of damage. But it's 60,000 GP, so you're...
And may I say, the people submitting these are... every time they just get better and better and better.
They do. Do want to say, try and keep those descriptions short. So many people send in so many cool items that are like 9 paragraphs explaining what they do, and I love it. And I love how much work went into it. We just can't. We can barely keep hole throwers straight. So I don't.
Hey, Griffin.
Yo.
If I pick up a rapier,
Yes.
just a regular old rapier, is there somewhere I can go on the moon to pay to have it enchanted?
No, that's not really how magic items work.
I see.
You can buy a rapier though. We can work that out.
Get one that looks like a mastiff.
Your dog sword. We also have items like the Mockingbird gum from Jacob Mao, which is a pack of gum, and when you chew it, it allows you to emulate another person's voice for an hour.
I'm going to pick up the magnetic
Nice
charge.
Spudfur.
Okay,
Welcome
that
back
was
again.
Thank you, Drew. Read what
you
it
want me
does.
to read it?
Yeah, please.
A fist-sized glass ball with a blue button on top. Once the button is pressed, the ball will begin to glow and produce a magnetic field that lasts 2
Hey,
rounds of
Sinai.
combat.
Welcome
The
to the
field
stream.
repels any metal objects within 10 feet from the ball. Take 1 day for enough charge to be built up to use.
Let's put a check on that later, just to sort of. I think that would be more interesting because also we're gonna get in an argument like if a big fucking tank rolls up and you throw this magnet at it and say like, oh, it should blow the tank away. We should have some sort of way of determining how powerful it is, but we can figure that out later. Okay. Please do the math on your own gold.
Working on it.
Okay. That was another item. There's the all or nothing coin, which actually a lot of people sent in. This must be like a D&D staple. But anyway, once per day, when you're supposed to roll a d20, instead of rolling a d20, you flip a coin. And if it's heads, it's a critical hit. And if it's a tails, it's a critical miss.
Yikes.
What do you think, boys? Do you like that astral shell? Is that something you think we need?
Is that the one from Henry Segal?
Yeah.
It's a conch shell that allows you to interrogate the souls of the recently dead.
I feel like we accidentally kill a lot of people, and that could really come in handy.
Yeah, because when we want to apologize and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
I added this to the list thinking it would be so cool, but that's a good
All
point.
right, Spot.
Like,
Fair,
I
no
had the
problem.
exact same thought process of like that time you accidentally murdered Barbara and then wanted to get some information from Barbara. How would that conversation go? Like, oh, dog, sorry we murdered you. What's the password to your fort?
Trev, you think about it for a second because I know the two things I want to get.
Go
for it.
I'm gonna grab the Mockingbird gum from Jacob Mao. A pack of green and blue speckled minty sticks of chewing gum allows anyone chewing it to emulate another person's voice for 1 hour.
Cool.
That's 200 JP.
What's the next?
And I'm also gonna get the Arcane Trickster's glove.
Okay, yeah, this one's neat.
Hey, Misty
It turns
Frost.
my mage hand invisible
Welcome
and
to
allows
stream.
it to perform stealthy actions, including pickpocketing, sleight of hand, or other acts of remote ledger main. For these checks, use your Arcana score, not your Stealth score. Now, it is not mentioned here. Does this have a? I'm guessing. Was it intended to have like a once a day refresh on it, or is it just whenever?
No. This permanently augments the mage hand spell. So this is actually, I stole this from the book. This is an item that I came up with. There is a rogue archetype called the Arcane Trickster, and it's so fucking cool. I've been messing around with that 5th edition app and like looking at all the different builds that you can make. And the Arcane Trickster rogue can't do a lot of the stuff that rogues can do, but it can cast some spells. And one of the like benefits it gets is it knows mage hand no matter what, and it can turn its mage hand invisible and use it to pickpocket from somebody, or it can use it to put something in somebody's pocket. And it does it with mage hand, but it's not like an instant success. You still have to make a check to do those things. It just gives you some more things that you can do with mage hand. And I know this sounds like a powerful thing, but it's also the most expensive thing on the menu. So
Yeah.
and that's it.
I think I'm gonna go.
That's 17. So I have 300 left over to throw into the pool.
Okay, there's now 2,000 gold in the pool, so you guys...
I'm gonna also grab the Tarantula's bracelet.
Sick.
Once per day, bestows spider climb on the wearer for 10 minutes and renders his movements while moving completely silent, granting him an advantage on stealth rolls.
I meant his movements while climbing, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that might be the case.
I want to be explicitly clear. There's no web slinging.
Gotcha.
You will sling no webs. But you will climb and slime just like a spider can.
With great responsibility.
Yes. Let me run down some of the other stuff we got. There's mystery powder, which was sent in by Brian Melabianakis. Yeah, that felt good. Sent it in, thank you. It's a bag of powder that has one charge that refills once per day. So it's a bag that refills with this powder. And when used on a target, whether friend or foe, you roll 1d100 and have the effect chosen from the Wild Surge table from the Wild Sorcerer part of the player's handbook. So there's a sorcerer class, and one of its like paths is wild sorcery, and there's a big table full of like weird effects you can do, like your skin turns blue, or you grow in size by 1 size, or something.
Yeah, but I don't have a D100.
That is a good point. There's some way to fake it. Like you roll a d10 and...
I could just buy it and support the flailing dice industry.
Well, you roll 2d10, and the first number is the first digit, and the second number is the second digit. That's how you do it.
I guess that too.
I really want to buy the Strongmouse Laughing Amulet just so we can
now
use it once.
The comedic pressure on Strongmouse's Laughing Amulet, sent in by William.
I want to do it.
What's it do?
So it is. This is actually a great description. This is one of my favorite ones of this batch.
May I?
Tradition.
May I
Yeah,
read it?
please go ahead.
Traditionally worn by high priests of the boisterous and jovial smiling god, the amulet carries the image of a stylized human face, mouth open in laughter. And whenever a foe is defeated, the wearer may activate the amulet by tapping it twice and then delivering the best taunting joke or victorious one-liner applicable to the current situation. If the jest pleases Strawn Mouse, which is to say, if the DM thinks it's funny enough, he rewards the adventurer by recharging up to 1d10 plus con HP. But Strawn Mouse is a fickle god. Jokes that fail are punished with a small bolt of lightning, dealing 1d6 lightning damage per failure.
This means if you're
I didn't hear the name of it. Is it called the Clint McElroy Suicide?
Yes, I usually do backgrounds before coloring and
William
shading.
Hughes. That's William.
I see this as a challenge. I see this as
Most of
William
the time.
Hughes
Clinton
challenging
McElroy.
me personally.
Sometimes
If
not.
you're going
It
to
all
buy
depends,
this with
really.
money out of the pool, I'm going to put a restriction on it and say that you got to really try your best. And if you phone it in and make a joke out of getting struck
Oh,
by
no,
lightning,
homie,
you
if-
have to hand it over to me and Justin.
Understand,
wouldn't.
if you buy this thing, my expectation for the one-liners in this game is going to become just way more stringent. It's going to take a lot more for you guys to get a chuckle buster out of me.
I don't care. I'm up
Okay.
for it. If you don't want me to, I won't get it. But I just
No, I think it's hysterical.
Yeah, you
Because
should-
Justin,
you should
I'm
get it.
looking at the Champions belt, which is another 800.
Yeah.
so-
Yeah, I think that would be. I didn't really have my eye on anything else. So if you wanted to grab it,
but there's 800 left if there's anything else you want.
you know what? I might go ahead and get from Bianca Rodriguez the no sodium salt shaker. It's a salt shaker you can put on food that
Hey,
turns
Bearcat,
pink if
welcome
it
back.
contains poison.
I like that.
It seems like that.
Yeah, you know what? Let's do that, and then we'll take 2 healing potions.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you know what? And the haunted doll, and that's gonna take us even.
You know, with my big amulet and my glasses, I'm going to look like the guy that sang a Humpty dance.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Mr. Humpty.
thank you, senior Humpty.
I'm gonna add a modifier to the no sodium salt shaker that it actually also makes food just taste really good. It's just like a delicious spice.
Oh, cool.
Ditto. Can I throw just a regular old rapier in there too?
Sounds like you're gonna go over your budget, which means it sounds like it's time to deal with me, Garfield the Deals Warlock. Sorry, I was back in the stock room while you boys were perusing my aisles. I'm glad I caught you before you go. I have something important to ask you.
Yeah.
What is it?
Do you like deals? Let's see how we can squeeze this rapier into the mix. Magnus, perhaps you'd like to give me a little bit more blood on some object that you have?
Oh God, was there blood on a thing?
You signed a shield in blood that you gave to him once.
Oh, I did do that.
You dirty, nasty boy. I love it.
You can have my old chest armor.
What even was it?
I don't know. Plate mail, I think.
It smells like you sweat into this a lot.
So much. That's a Burnside family thing.
Add some blood to the mix, maybe I'd think about it.
How much blood?
A good amount.
For 25
if you-
gold?
Flip it over and look at it, because on the inside is the name Thomas Kincaid. So it's probably a collector's item.
This
that a thing?
this seems very valuable. I'll have to hammer out the weird nipples that you have.
No, that's a deal breaker, Garfield.
Those came around naturally.
Why do you care whether or not it'll have nipples on it?
Because it's an artistic piece as much as it is functional.
You give me a little bit of blood on this thing and I'll be good to go.
All right, done. Here's a little bit of blood.
I'll get it. He gets a weird black dagger with a bone on it. Let's use mine.
Oh, God.
Okay, he pricks your finger with the knife and rubs it on the chest plate and hands you a rapier in return. Pleasure doing business with you.
That seems an awful lot for a 25 gold piece rapier, I'm just saying.
It's just blood, homie.
Doesn't
All right.
grow back.
Let's level up real quick.
Okay.
Who wants to go first? We're getting up to level 10 from that last adventure.
I will. I have to buy something.
Okay, what does it say?
It says
Wait, does it say, like, pay $2.99 if you want to level up?
5th edition character sheet, premium version, completely ad-free, automatic character leveler 1 through 20, purchase now.
Whoops.
This is okay. This is a good application, and I think that's a good usage of some dollars. But if you want, we can do that later, and I can just sort of walk you through what you will be doing in the app. Justin, are you okay with spending? Because it's your iPad. Are you okay with spending?
It's linked to Dad's account, so.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, go ahead, Jeff.
Okay, so in practical sense, in real world terms, I'm multi-classing now,
Yes.
which was the training with Carrie.
Which we have talked about, and I've given you explicit permission to do because we figured out how to do it story-wise.
Yeah, so basically, I am now a level 8 fighter and a level 2 rogue.
Which I think makes sense for Magnus because you're protecting Guardian, but you're kind of a nasty boy out on that battlefield.
Yeah. And it brings with it a couple of fun new things. The one I really like is Thieves Can't.
So what is that? It's like a secret language?
It's like a secret language, which is also like secret writing and symbol language, too. That if you talk to somebody or write symbols to somebody who understands Thieves Can't, they'd understand it. What I found interesting is the book described it as taking twice as long as normal. So I don't know what that means, how that translates in mechanics of like if I were in the real world using Thieves Can't, where people were just like, this seems like it's taking forever.
Hey, dogs,
Yeah, I think that's
any good shit?
Because I think it's supposed to be like snuck into your language so that people wouldn't realize you were doing it.
Yeah, and I also think it's also mostly written, like the secret written language of thieves as well. All right, I'm into that.
It also comes with sneak attack, which basically when I make an attack, if I have advantage or if someone is flanking them with me and that person who is flanking is not unconscious or anything like that.
Right, you would get advantage under that situation anyway.
Yeah, that if I'm using a finesse weapon or a ranged weapon, I add 1d6 damage on the attack.
Right, so that's what the rapier is for, and also that number I assume will go up. So I like how that actually balances out a lot. Like it's a different weapon for a different situation, because you wouldn't use your rapier normally. It's not as powerful as Rail Splitter is unless you can get the sneaky drop on it. So like you really will be playing both roles. I like that a lot, actually.
I also have Cunning Action, which is once per turn I can take a bonus action and either dash, disengage, or hide.
Okay.
It also in multi-classing allowed me to be proficient in another skill, one of 4 or one of the thieves rogue skills. I went with stealth, and also gave me a set of thieves tools.
That's neat.
And one of the things you get to do as a first level rogue is pick either 2 of your skills or 1 skill and your thieves tools and be double proficient in them. It's called expertise.
Okay, cool.
So I get a +10 on stealth checks.
Jesus.
Yeah, and I'm doubly proficient with thieves tools. If we're doing
this right, if we're not doing this right, this is actually one of those situations. Most of the time, like Circle of Hearing takes 10 minutes to cast. I don't want to hear it. I actually do want to know if we have fundamentally fucked up Travis's shit.
I was Googling the shit out of expertise to find out if it was the kind of thing that stacked, but like I couldn't find it.
Multi-classing, I think, is inherently it's cool, but it's all inherently very complicated. But if you're if just being a straight up and down fighter, if there's not enough like cool utility stuff there, which I totally get, I think you should be able to do it.
I also realized from going back and listening to other episodes and doing research into the multi-classing that when I'm holding my shield, I should be adding +2 to my AC, and it should be 20, which I haven't been doing. So that's another thing to keep in mind. If I'm holding the rapier and the shield, I don't do as much damage, but I can withstand a lot more damage. So
okay.
Yeah. Okay, I bought the app.
Well done.
Thank you.
Were you getting like fucking Candy Crush ads while we were playing D&D?
No.
Okay.
And I don't think there was anything else that... Oh, I take that back. One more thing with multi-classing is even though I'm only a level 8 fighter and a level 2 rogue, it still counts as a level 10 character.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So my proficiency bonus went from +3 to +4.
Okay, dig it. And start thinking about a new name for this hybrid class that you're playing that I can sort of offhandedly refer to. I understand that it's 2 different sets of levels, but I feel like a combined class name would be very handy.
I'm going to say Bouncer.
We can work on it.
What about Cell Sword?
Ooh, I like that. Mercenary. I think mercenary is a good way to go. I'm strong and also a little bit sneaky.
What about a rough boy? Rough boy's it. We found it, guys. It's rough boy.
Oh, okay.
I just wrote
Is
it
it
down.
RUFFBOI?
It absolutely is RUFFBOI. All right, who else is leveling up?
Well, I did. Do I need to tell you?
Yeah, tell me what you did. Did you get any new big things
Aw,
of
thanks,
consequence? I
Nyla.
trust that the app. You got some more HP. By the way, Travis, get your extra HP.
Yeah, I did. I'm up to 90 now.
All right, make sure that you roll the hit dice on the rogue side when you level up as a rogue. Which
I did.
Is lower. Okay,
I did. You get 1d8 instead of 1d10 when you level up as rogue.
Did you get anything cool, Daddy? Okay, yeah, I'm looking. It doesn't seem like you got. It seems like you kind of just got
The proficiency bonus goes up. Everybody's does.
Yeah, but
I'm +4.
He did that automagically. Dad doesn't have like classes of like tutelage as I do, right?
You did get some new spells. At level 9, you got Insect Plague and Tree Stride. Yeah, your proficiency bonus went up to 4, so that's going to affect more or less all of your rolls, which is good. You should have a new cantrip, and also you can now cast level 5 spells, 5th level spells. Beginning at 10th level, you can call on your deity to intervene on your behalf when your need is great. Imploring your deity's aid requires you to use your action. Describe the assistance you seek and roll percentile dice. That's 2d10.
Hey, Amnesia, thank you.
If you roll a number equal to or lower than your cleric level, your deity intervenes. The DM chooses the nature of the intervention. The effect of any cleric spell or cleric domain spell would be appropriate. If your deity intervenes, you can't use this feature again for a week. Otherwise, you can use it again after you finish a long rest. So you would have to roll a. You would have to roll a 10 or below on 2d10, which would be pretty tricky. But then again, you are asking
You
for
got 50-50
Sure
shot.
have, Derpy.
no. You have a
25%.
You have a 10% chance. Wow, guys.
Wait, you have to roll less than d10 on 2d10.
2d10, the first number being the first digit and the second number being the second digit.
Oh, gotcha. I thought you meant add them together.
No, that's a percentile dice.
Okay.
We've never had to fuck with percentile dice before, but that's how that works, I think. So yeah, you can roll 2d10, and if you get lower than 10, then you can make Pan do something for you.
Like help you move.
Seems poor use.
I don't know.
All right, cool.
So you got a bunch of new spells. You got the ability to cast stronger spells, and you can now ask Pan for direct favors. We can even retcon and say that's what happened at the end of the last chapter with the
That was
golden
a little
leaves.
fast forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was when
Cool.
you leveled up. Taco.
Yes. So on the less exciting end of things, my proficiency bonus is also up to 4. I have the D. I'm up to 57 hit points.
See, that sounds good to me.
Yeah, I mean I could take a couple of tasty hits. I have a new I have the ability now to cast polymorph because of my school transmutation. I can cast polymorph for free once per day. The shape changer feature of my my tutelage in transmutation.
So you
Yep,
shape
mic is
change
on.
into. So I'm reading this now. When you do so, you can target only yourself and transform into a beast whose challenge rating is 1 or lower. That's some druid shit. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
So Taco can now
You
be.
can
This is the
animorph? You can
interlude,
animorph
episode
now?
40. It's the
I'm an
interlude
animorph.
before
Don't
the
fucking stay
11th
in the hawk
hour.
too long, Tobias.
That is important. A lot of people stay in the hawk too long.
Don't stay in the hawk too long, Tobias.
Yeah, but that's my stuff.
That's cool. And you got extra health. Okay. Wow, that was a big level up sesh.
Yeah.
A lot of people got some cool shit. All right. Well, thanks for.
I'm
Well, I'm not really
whatever's next.
doing
you're
any
not ready.
other
You guys want
map
a little
parts
preview
after
of
I
what it
finish
is?
these ones,
Yeah.
Derpy.
What's new in the next campaign arc?
Yeah, what do you got, big boy?
I'm still figuring it out.
Hey everybody, it's Justin McElroy. I'm talking.
I'm Travis McRae.
Previously on the Adventure Zone. That is where you come in, the Reclaimers. This is actually a very hard position for us to fill because most of the time, anybody who discovers one of the Grand Relics
All right,
is
random. Sounds
unable
good.
to fight off the temptation to claim it for their own. My name is Boyland.
Excuse me?
You see a crystallized figure, a dwarven figure with a cigar in his mouth.
Oh god, it's Merle.
No, you actually recognize this crystallized figure as Boyland. The director draws a curtain, and you can see the window into the Cerebro chamber, like you've seen 3 times now. These huge columns of light stab through the ball.
So that's the glove, the belt, the stone.
The Oculus.
That's like halfway, right?
More than
Over
halfway. We're more than halfway there. Yeah, that's
more than halfway. Good for us.
This is going better than I ever could have expected. You 3.
Us too.
Yeah.
Can our heroes recover the final 3 Grand Relics before they're crushed by the weight of their incompetence? No, they can't. It's the Adventure Zone.
New story time.
Yay!
New story day.
Crack open the dusty volume.
Crack this dusty volume right up.
Tales.
Crack that dusty volume.
Well, hold on. No, it's news story time. If there's dust on the volume, then that's a manufacturing error.
I like to imagine you pulling down a tome
Yeah.
from an age ripened tome from the shelves.
And maybe the book's alive, like in the Page Master, and it's screaming as you rip it open.
Another tale of the McElroy boys.
Bound in human skin.
Just like in the Page Master, all of the voices of this arc will be Whoopi Goldberg. Please enjoy. I'm going to start this arc off on a somewhat dour note. The 3 of you, it's been like a month and a half, maybe 2. So it's late winter, early spring. And the 3 of you are attending the Rites of Remembrance for everyone's favorite character, Boyland. The director has been putting this off. The Rites of Remembrance are when a Bureau member goes down in the line of duty, their information is fed to the Voidfish so as to avoid uncomfortable questions from the world below as to their whereabouts.
So Boyland is gone, but not yet forgotten. But soon.
But like no joke, like in a minute and a half, both of the things. And you're in the Voidfish's chambers, where you haven't been in a while. And it is just as you remember it. You got the big tank with the Voidfish, jellyfish-looking giant guy floating in the tank, and pretty much everybody from the Bureau is here. And
Pringles?
No, Pringles is in jail, where he belongs.
God, I hope this
one of these days,
prison breaking out Pringles.
Are we eventually going to find out what happened to Pringles and what
maybe.
the justice system is like in this organization?
Maybe I just put him in jail because of his bad name. It's entirely possible.
Hey, Griff, can I ask a canon question?
Yeah, please.
How do cannons work?
I know. Yeah, is it sparks or gunpowder? What's up in there? Suction? No. When somebody is fed into the Voidfish,
The people aren't fed into the Voidfish. That's ghoulish.
Oh man.
Okay, what they write their names down or whatever. What happens to like physical evidence of that person's existence on Earth? Like how are physical
Yeah, no, I'll break down some of the like Voidfish because I've been thinking a lot about the Voidfish lately.
As have we all.
I think the Voidfish has kind of an ability where not only do they erase information, right? When they're fed information, they erase it from the world. Ooh, it's storming outside. This will add some nice ambiance. Not only does it disappear from the world, except for those who are inoculated, I think the Voidfish's powers are a bit broader than that, in that they sort of implant whatever you need to kind of write your own narrative as to write your own way around that information. So it's not like the stuff just disappears, because that would be weird. And I did kind of set up that is how Angus joined the Bureau of Balance, is because like people kind of knew there were like these edges of the periphery of their memory that something was wrong, somebody was missing, and in investigating those missing persons, that's how Angus ended up there. But I think the Voidfish has an ability where it's just like Boyland is gone, and it's like there's a big chair here that they can't read the name that's etched into the chair of Boyland. So like maybe that chair is just for a family friend that they also can't remember. Do you know what I mean? Like there's
brain fog over it.
Fog is a good way of putting it. Like there's not only does the Voidfish erase information,
all right, see you later,
it fills
Leafeon.
in the
Thanks for
gaps, or it
joining.
enables you to sort of fill in the gap.
But that is not applied to those of us who have been inoculated.
No, they don't disappear from you. They just disappear from everybody else in the world, which is a lot of people.
Many.
Right.
Like Marty McFly's brother and sister.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Just gone.
So it's been a couple months. You're at the Rights of Remembrance. Everybody is here, except for
It took us a
Pringles.
couple months to get the Rights of Remembrance together.
Yeah, the director's kind of been putting it off. And everybody's here. Avi's actually not here. Avi's been missing for a week or so. I said missing. That sounds ominous. He just hasn't been around.
Foreshadowing.
And here's the thing about this ceremony. Everybody is so sad. Like, everybody is so bummed out. And you get the impression that maybe you guys were the only people in this whole organization that were not, like, gigantic Boyland fans.
Boyland boys, as he preferred to call them.
This room is full of Boyland boys, and like everybody's like crying and like sharing their favorite stories of like. And Boyland sound like listening to these stories. Boyland sounded like a dope dude. He always brought in donuts to the office, and people loved that. And he had like a lot of fun jokes that were like not offensive. They were people pleasers. Boyland was a people pleaser. People seem like really bummed out, and people are getting up there and giving some speeches. Killian and Carrie, who served with him as regulators, have some like totally rad like war stories, and just like everybody seems super upset, and you are clued into the fact that maybe you guys should have gotten to know Boylan a little bit better, because he sounds like a total party animal.
Wow. You know what? I stand by it. I think that they were all blinded, but they were too close to the situation, and we were able to see him for what he really was, a dick.
A giant dick.
Is this your speech? Is the speech you're giving to the room?
No.
Okay.
Magnus would never say that.
Do you want to say anything? Is there anything you want to do in this scene?
I'm gonna raise. Oh, this is great because I haven't gotten to use this a lot. My flagon that makes everything like doubly potently alcoholic.
Okay.
And I'm getting real drunk at this wake.
Okay.
To Boyland.
Okay. Everybody joins you. To Boyland! They all shout and raise their own flagons that they all have for some reason. So the director walks in, walks sort of close to the tank, and she has a few rolls of parchment, which she hands over to Johan, who's been playing sort of accompaniment to this scene. He's been playing a slow, sad tune on his cello, probably that he wrote specifically for Boyland.
Good God.
And he's really weepy. And Johan takes it and puts it into the tank and pulls a lever, and you see these 3 rolls of parchment float up into the tank, and the voidfish wraps some of its tendrils around these 3 rolls of parchment and pull it into its body. And suddenly, instantly, as soon as these parchments contain information about Boylan are consumed, the voidfish illuminates from within in a way that you've never really seen before. The voidfish has always had like a sort of faint spiral galaxy, nebula of stars floating around inside of it that you can see. But this is like all of those galaxies like explode at once, and you see these bright strands of red and yellow and green, just sort of zipping around inside of its body. And there's a lot of like light activity in there. And as soon as that happens, Johan steps back and he's like, "Well, I've never seen a reaction like this before." And
I lean down to Taco and Merle. You guys see this too, right?
Everybody sees it. Everybody's actually kind of scared a little bit. They're like stepping back because it's like the voidfish is there's like a fireworks show going off inside of it. And the director says, "Oh my God, it's his comically large family, Johan." And Johan's like, "Oh God, that's horrible. Sorry, whenever the voidfish blocks information that it's consumed. That's what causes those lights inside of it. It's like a little alarm, if you will. It's showing that people out there are trying to think of the things that the voidfish blocked. So that's all. That's like his 400 kids and wives and husbands and stuff. That's God, that's rough.
Yeah, but they don't know, right? I mean, it's only rough from sort of like a ethical perspective.
Yeah.
Practically speaking.
They've already forgotten him.
To think about, maybe the voidfish created for them a brand new dad.
He says,
a better dad.
Who wasn't a giant dick.
Johan says, yeah, really, if you think about it, his family has it easy, because the rest of us have to go on knowing what a great dude we lost.
Yeah. As I've always said in every situation, I'm the one hurt most by this.
Yeah. Is this like a physical strain for the voidfish? Is this...
The voidfish doesn't
that
seem...
seems like a lot of work.
No,
Is it grunting?
No, it's not. It's not. It doesn't seem.
I'm not asking you, Griffin. I'm asking Johan.
Oh, he says.
I did it in character voice. Damn it.
I mean, he does. The voidfish doesn't seem like it's particularly distressed by all this. It's just whatever reaction is happening inside of there. It's the voidfish is blocking a lot of information right now. It's rough.
Johan, do you know? Does he need this? Like. Does the voidfish get antsy if he doesn't get fed from time to time?
I don't know that it's a he, but I feed it my compositions from time to time to just kind of keep it fed and happy and fat. I love the voidfish very much.
I guess you could say he's your number one fan. Hey, Johan, do your t-shirts come in XXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXL?
Yeah, and they have hundreds of armholes. You've cheered me up. The director, who is like,
hey Adam, welcome back.
She's really upset. You see the stone of far speech that she has around her neck, her pendant, start to light up again, and she turns and talks to the voice coming from inside of it, and you actually hear that it's Avi. And she has a short conversation with Avi, and she turns to the three of you and says, "It's time. Collect yourselves, and then
You have to die.
meet me in my office for a briefing."
Before I do that, Magnus just puts his hand on the glass and stares at the voidfish, just mesmerized by the flashing lights inside of it.
Very quickly, it puts up one of its tendrils and puts it up against your own, and then you hear it actually sing that song again that it sang a few lunar interludes ago. That one.
Let's listen.
It's just 7 notes. Yeah, let's listen in to the voidfish's
7-note song.
The dirge of the voidfish.
Yeah, it does have some sort of reaction to that, Magnus.
I love this voidfish, you guys.
So, I
You're
should
also hammered.
Well,
The-
yeah, I have animal proficiency. I don't know what to tell you.
the director mentioned to you that it's time. About a week ago, she mentioned.
I would like to jump in here real quick, by the way,
Please.
and thank all of our listeners, and I mean this sincerely, for finally explaining to me what it means to have proficiency and
Yeah.
stuff. Somebody explained to me how proficiency in Thieves' Tools worked, and I was like, oh, duh.
Yeah.
And it all made so much sense to me. Thank you, everyone.
And you didn't know that?
Well, I didn't know what it translated to actually have proficiency in like a tool.
Dad practically wrote these rules.
Yeah, I mean,
So if you ever need to,
I would like you to be a little bit more informed. In
if
the
you ever need to
future,
go to dungeon
Rabbi.
school, you can take Clint
sure,
McElroy's
Corey.
correspondence.
Dungeons and Dragons and Daddies.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So
actually, that sounds weird.
that's not great. The director mentioned that it's time. About a week back, she mentioned that she had a beat on a job coming up. And she mentioned that it was big, but it was going to be a little while before she could figure out how to get a plan of attack going and to keep it under your hat.
Oh, okay, so we know what's up. When she says it's time, it's like a finger to the nose.
You know that she has a job.
Like,
do you want to move
Gotcha.
in to her office and get briefed?
goodbye, voidfish.
Pause that, please. Ooh. Should probably grab some lunch here right away. Oops, accidentally clicked off. So yeah, just that last shot that we're working on. So yeah, it's getting there. Getting there. I spent a lot of time last night editing all this stuff together. So yeah.
It does its little song again, but quieter this time. Okay. But those lights inside of it are still popping off.
I sprinkle some food onto the top of its bowl.
Okay. Well, its food would be like when I was a little boy. I had I had a rabbit named Douglas, and it'd be like, "Thank you." Douglas is gone.
This is fun though because I wouldn't forget it. I could feed the void fish if it was like one time I slighted my friend Jim, like we were supposed to split it 50-50 and I gave him 40 and he never forgave me. I could put that in there and Jim would not remember.
Yeah, for sure.
I did that.
There's a million times that you probably farted and it was just a bad situation and you could just like purge that.
Is our immunity to this selective? Like, if we wanted to forget something, could we ask the voidfish to let us
you've been
forget
inoculated.
Because I'm so sick of hearing about damn Boyland.
Okay.
I could it's in like 5 minutes. I know.
If you clone the voidfish, and then if you cloned that voidfish and then fed it the name Boyland, you might be able to get out of the way of
Griffin.
Please.
This does Magnus has got a backstory and has got a dude that does not like him.
Yeah.
Could Magnus make that guy forget him? I'm not asking this in character.
He fit away.
Sure. I mean, that is how it works. Yeah.
Okay.
Something to keep in mind.
That might occur to Magnus later.
How'd you guys like this
okay,
so far?
You've moved on to the director's office. You've been in here a few times now. The last time you were here, it was actually a little bit uncomfortable because there was some tension between you and the director. But she
and I worked that out.
Yeah, you guys really squashed that beef.
That's a good question. Have we caught each other up on what happened in our individual things?
Yeah, if you wanted to. Maybe I don't know if Taco told you guys about his umbrella acting up. I don't know if you guys listened to the last fucking episode. Maybe you didn't.
Still might be fun to tell each other.
Yeah.
I think I definitely told them about like training with Carrie, but I don't think I told them about like the box and the whole thing with Killian. Sure. I don't think I'd betray that confidence.
Oh my god, I'm hearing about the things that I may or may not know from a podcast I did in fact listen to, and it's the most boring thing that's ever happened.
Okay. So you're in the director's office. Let's move on. You're in the director's office. She seems bummed out. And she says, have you collected yourselves? Are you emotionally prepared to? If you need to take a day, I think we could probably give you some leave.
Is it paid? Paid leave?
Only.
I'm the whole thing with Boyland has just. I'm pretty shattered, but I don't want to lose a day of pay.
If that's what you desire, if that's what you need, then I completely understand. I'm willing.
Boyland.
If you are ready to...
wouldn't it be great if the whole rest of this episode and like the next 3 episodes was us taking a paid leave?
Just fucking watching Orange is the New Black season 4 or whatever, just like chilling, doing some binge watching. Assuming you're okay, I'm ready to tell you about the next mission.
Are we okay, guys?
Hit it.
I feel good.
Yep, we're good.
So, sorry, I'm worried about the 3 of you on this next mission because the last one we sent you on ended up being much more dangerous than we initially expected.
And longer.
Yes.
And we didn't kill as many people.
Yes.
Yeah, barely any.
That will not be the case
Hell
with the
yeah.
mission.
Yeah.
Because
I crave blood.
I know exactly how dangerous this mission's going to be, which is to say extraordinarily.
Okay.
But not for the reasons you might expect. To be frank, I don't know what's waiting for you on this mission, but I know what's waiting for you at the end of it. And
Hugs?
It's the 5th grand relic. It is the temporal chalice, or chalice, depending on just sort of what region you're from. Let's go with chalice.
It's like an onion, then?
It is a relic, a cup that gives...
Dad, I want you to know I got that.
Thank you.
I got it. It's just like...
I didn't use the amulet.
Yeah, you're lucky. It is a relic. It is a cup that gives the holder power over the flow of time itself. She says, you've been able to withstand the thrall of each of the relics that you've faced so far, and that is commendable, but there's no power and no treasure more seductive than that which the temporal chalice presents. It will tempt you in ways that you've never been tempted before, and I have no way to aid you except to warn you that the power to fix your mistakes is a power that is nearly impossible to resist.
Do you know anything in regards to the extent of the power of the chalice, or who's wielding it now? Anything that can clue us in as to what we might face or be up against when we face the person?
She says, allow me to brief you. And she pulls out one of those spheres that she showed you all those scenes of destruction from in the last episode, and taps it, and you see another sort of display pop up over it. And this one is showing a large brown dusty canyon. It's actually a series of canyons that are just sort of weaving a bunch of channels into the ground. Dry channels. They're not rivers. It's just dry canyons, all made of red clay. And you see one of the canyons, the largest of this network of canyons, has a pretty big opening in it, right sort of in the heart of this series of canyons. And inside of that opening, you see a circle. And it looks like it was actually like drawn into this projection. It is a perfect circle. And she says, we discovered this anomaly several weeks ago, and we've been trying to figure out a way to breach it. We can't tell what it's protecting. It is a force field. And whatever is powering this force field, the power is starting to slightly wane. That's how we were able to discover it. Avi has been researching a form of transportation that will be able to get the three of you through the field, and contacted me during the Rites of Remembrance for Boylan to let me know that he's had a breakthrough. Avi had to miss Boylan's Rites of Remembrance to discover this, so I hope you're grateful for this.
I didn't know that was an option.
Don't have any chicken. Don't have any donuts.
I have no intel on what's inside of this force field, save for some information on the bubble itself. It's nearly 1.5 miles in diameter. It is impenetrable and opaque. We can't get through it through any sort of common methods. It's not just a dome, it's perfectly spherical. It extends down into the ground as well. And it's some sort of... I've referred to it as a force field. It's actually some sort of time distortion. It doesn't block force, it blocks time. So you can't move through it for that reason. If you tried to punch your fist through it, your fist wouldn't be stopped by a barrier. It would just stop.
Now, hold on. Are you sure? Because I've punched a lot of things.
I'm pretty sure that that wouldn't swing it.
Okay. We'll see.
We can't see through the barrier. Whatever's in there, it could be large. It could be... I mean, it's 1.5 miles in diameter. It could be a fortress. It could be some sort of army encampment. It could be a whole city. We don't know what's waiting for you in there. All we know is that the temporal chalice is what is projecting that field.
Yeah, sure.
And it is almost certainly where you will find it.
So what's the main thing the temporal chalice does?
The temporal chalice simply has, for lack of a better term, its powers are broad, and that's what makes it such a frightening force. It has control over the flow of time, but it can also give the user a sort of broader dominion over time. It was able to essentially create a barrier composed of time, which is news to me. But it's just the more reason why we need to get this out of the hands of whoever's using it, and we need to get it into our hands and then just destroyed.
How exactly do you suggest we do that when it's creating a barrier that we can't move through or see through or get through?
That Avi has figured something out. So we're going to send you down to the... What's the name of this area? Dry Bones is the name of an enemy from Mario. Mm-hmm. That won't do it.
That won't. I don't think
Gucci Gulch.
Gucci Gulch is pretty good. That's something, though, right?
I think it's the taint.
We have to go down to the taint.
We're sending you to the devil's taint.
You got ravine. You got gulch.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Awesome, Fiddlewitch.
How about the Blasted Lands?
The Blasted Lands is from World of Warcraft.
Okay, how about the not Blasted Lands?
Nice.
How about
Flavor Blasted Lands?
the Grand Canyon? Mm-hmm. But you spell it with 2 D's. Grand Canyon. The Taco Bell Grande
I was about to
Canyon.
say the arid wastes, and that's a map in StarCraft. Blizzard, can you get off my nuts for a second?
How about Tatooine?
No, I've got it. We're going to send you down to the Woven Gulch to meet up with Avi and figure out a way of entry. Once you get in there, I don't know what dangers await you, but once you've bested them, just. Sorry, I'm having kind of a hard day, and I don't.
What's going on with you?
It's Boyland. It's. I was.
God. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
When I get control of this chalice, I'm going to go back in time and make everybody forget about forgetting
this is explicitly
Boyland.
what I'm talking about. That. Oh, I thought you were going to say save Boyland.
No, not going to say Boyland.
Listen, but that's what I'm talking about. You goof because you're a goofer. But that's
I am
you
a goofer.
Can't, this thing's gonna come at you from all sides, and if you give into it, you'll lose control, and we'll have to send in the regulators after you, and none of us want that.
Let them try.
I kind of want that.
We've beat them before.
So
Not at all.
So the goal is get this chalice and do not use it.
Do not use it and get out.
Is there a palace where they keep the chalice?
Good question. What if we have to use it to stop it?
That's goofy talk.
Well,
I'm saying once
you're not going to be there. You don't know.
To quote your imprisoned friend Pringles, once you pop, the time control don't stop.
Okay. Do we need to stop by and see Avi, or are we just headed down planet side?
Avi's already planet side.
Is it hot down there? Is it really hot?
It's probably sticky. If you want to wear shorts,
Wait a minute. We got to get new looks. We got to get summer looks.
Yes! Shorts! We need shorts.
Fantasy shorts. Fantasy shorts.
Okay, this is yes.
Magnus definitely has cargo shorts. Don't try to tell me I do not.
I will set this up. I will set this up for you. If you will get on this will be sort of your signing bonus for this job. Is I will secure for each of you some cool shorts. Is that
Okay, but on one condition. I want a changing room for 3, like 3 different compartments. I want Killian and Carrie and Noelle to be there, all kind of like shaking their head yes or no when we come out and display it. Does that sound good to you guys?
Say yes to the shorts.
Say
yes to the shorts.
Don't, and please don't trip. I'm wearing a skirt. Don't even bug on that.
Like
of course I'm wearing a
kilt.
like a man
Not
kilt?
a kilt?
Not a kilt.
You don't
like
want to go
No,
with a
Merle
desert
would have a
kilt?
utility kilt. That's a fact.
No, like a skirt, but like a magical one.
Oh,
Okay.
Maybe jodhpurs. We're going to the desert.
Jodhpurs.
Okay.
Did they make jodhpur shorts?
I really love how I drew Bramble Kit here. He looks super cute.
She says sort of.
He's so
She's
tiny.
like holding both of her hands out, extended, and just kind of slowly walking towards you, like pushing you towards it. Off we go on another adventure.
Griffin, can I ask you a question real quick?
Yeah.
Just completely out of curiosity, having nothing to do with what's going on right now.
Please.
What class is the director? Like what?
I mean,
kind of skill
she
set does the
definitely
director
is
have?
magical. She is either a wizard or a sorcerer or something. She has magic.
But we have not seen her wield that power yet. Right?
So I mean, she has a couple times. She used the only thing I can kind of think of is when you guys did. God, this is a pull. When you guys first did the test of initiation, she like tapped her white oak staff on the ground, and it like you guys went to sleep essentially and woke up in the testing chamber.
It's safe to assume she's pretty powerful.
Oh yeah. I mean, she's in charge here. She's got some.
Why
skills.
don't you ask me? I'm the one that just spent some quality time
Getting to
with her.
be
in the
best
mud.
buds? Yeah.
We are kind of best buds now.
Mud
buds.
When she's covered with mud, she looks like Charlize Theron in those Huntsman movies.
Never seen.
I don't
nobody's ever
know.
seen those
Nobody's
movies,
never
actually.
seen those
They
movies.
haven't? Nobody,
No,
those
you
never
feed
came
the
out?
fuckers to the void fish.
Where would shorts? I guess not fantasy Costco. I want to say like maybe Leon is like
Fantasy Old Navy. Ye old ye Navy.
I guess it would be New Navy, right? Have you guys heard about a new store? It's just called Navy. We think it's going to be around for a long time.
You are in the clothing department of the fantasy Costco, and Garfield the Deals Warlock is like helping you pick out shorts because like It's like that scene in The Matrix where like a bunch of different shelves of guns come at you, but it's all just like shorts and utility kilts and skirts and like lightweight summer fashions.
I want one like Jared Leto wore to the 2015 iHeartRadio Music Awards.
You've got it.
You're welcome for those awards, by the way.
Thanks, Dad.
What color? I think a salmon would look good on you, Taco.
Well, his was black, but I think something light for the climb would be great. So maybe kind of like a mauve. A mauve.
Yeah. Okay. He gets you the exact color that you're picturing in your mind's eye. How high or low cut is this? What are we talking? Like at the knee?
I mean, flirty.
Okay.
Fingertips?
Flirty length. And
When it comes, are you talking about like keeping like your volumes consistent and stuff?
I would like some cargo shorts, but if they could
that
be
all comes down
enchanted in some way that I don't have to worry about
having
sand getting up in
keyframes.
there.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Instead of working straight
don't
ahead,
worry about
make
that.
sure you have keyframes to work in between.
And something that will keep the pockets from leaking.
I cannot believe how much time we're spending on this.
I put a lot of thought into my magical cargo shorts.
Yes. And
Merle, for you?
Jodhpurs. I like the Jodhpurs idea, and I want them right above the knee with garters.
I love this because Merle's like short.
Define that word and use it in a sentence.
Jodhpurs? Give me those Jodhpurs with the big flaps at the side.
but those are in no way shorts. You understand? This is arguably the worst possible summer wear.
But he will look like a 1950s director.
Absolutely, yes.
With a second set of knees.
Cecil B. DeMille.
Okay, he gets you some pants, some weird pants that are baggy at the butt and thigh area. These are the least flattering pants I've literally ever seen.
They're not really baggy. I thought they had built-in angles.
No, not the Jodhpurs I'm seeing.
Think of like riding pants.
No,
like equestrian
definitely.
pants.
Do you want me to cut these off at the knee for you, just to give you sort of a?
Yeah, but I want a belt around the bottom so I can fix them so sand doesn't blow up my hoo-ha.
He brings you some Jodhpurs and he cuts them off at the knee to make you Jortpurs, I guess. That's a fun one.
Jodhpurs.
And then he takes out his wand and he goes, "Now don't tell the director about this." And he waves it over your shorts and Jortpurs and skirt so that they are protected completely from just like humidity and stickiness and grit. And says, "That one's on the free ski for my most loyal customers." And he winks.
Thanks, Garfield. Can we leave now?
I wish you would.
Well, listeners who are just joining us again, we're assuming you fast forwarded through that.
All right,
last
see you later,
segment.
Corby.
Welcome back to the Adventure Zone. We're still here, still doing it. And
Important question.
Get ready, busy for you.
What color are the jorts and the jortpurs?
Camo. Mine are camo.
Jesus. Daddy?
Plaid.
What color plaid? That's nothing.
Black, green, and red.
Okay, cool. God, I'm glad we settled all that.
I don't like the eye highlights down here.
Hey everybody, this is Griffin McElroy, your best friend, your dungeon master, and your guardian angel. Don't climb up that rickety old ladder in the garage. It's just no good anymore. Thanks for listening to episode 41, Jesus, of The Adventure Zone, the first part of a new story arc. This one's kind of a build-up, getting them in the front door of where the arc's going to take place. And things are really going to pop off in the next episode. I'm very, very excited for it. We have a couple personal messages and a couple commercial messages on today's episode. If you want to sponsor the show and get a message out to a friend or a message out for your small business, it's easy to do. Just go to MaximumFun.org/Jumbotron. You can find out all the details there. For this first message, I'd like to tell you about a webcomic called Little Guardians, which is excited to announce the release of Book 3, Tane and the Spirit Dragon, available now at littleguardianscomic.com. Check out Little Guardians. It's an all-ages fantasy adventure webcomic and graphic novel series about village kids fighting demons badly, which is basically like kids fighting monsters is essentially what we go for here at the Adventure Zone as well. Little Guardians is equal parts humor, action, and suspense set within a lush RPG-inspired world and is perfect for the family of fantasy fans looking for a fun story. New pages post every week at littleguardianscomic.com. If you're attending Gen Con this year, visit the Author's Avenue for a free sketch. Let's sketch you something right up. It's not a big deal. You don't even have to ask. You probably have to ask. They're not psychic, I assume. Again, that's littleguardianscomic.com. While you're checking that out, as long as you got your browser open, why don't you go to amazon.com and search for The Girl with the Red Hair, or you could just go to mjsauthor.com. Girl with the Red Hair is a fantasy novel that was inspired by the author's own D&D campaign. She was just a lost girl when they found her, but it soon becomes apparent that she is much more. I'm assuming this is the titular Girl with the Red Hair and not like the craziest author biography ever. It just launched on Amazon June 1st. That was yesterday. So go check it out. Again, Amazon.com. It's The Girl with the Red Hair, or mjsauthor.com. Got a personal message here for Abbott, and it's from Eric, Ian, and Jesse, who say, "It will be hard to find someone willing to sacrifice his party members for a chance at the best loot, but it paid off for you in the form of an unusually roguish hat. Your character and friendship will be missed. Good luck on your new side
I think
quest."
I finally got
I
it.
don't know what this person has gone off to do that involves a roguish hat. Unless they're like an ambulance driver. Why did I say ambulance? Anyway, congratulations, Abbott, on whatever life move you've recently made, and good luck to the rest of you on filling that party member-sized hole. And one last message here. This one's for Mickey, and it's from Michael, who says, "Thanks for covering me that weekend when I forgot my wallet. You're extremely generous and a great friend. You're also a big jerk who refused to let me pay you back. But you know who won't refuse my money? The McElroys. So here's our favorite dungeon master telling the world that you're a terrific, selfless guy. Now we're even, you stubborn asshole." Two things. That's a really sweet move. It sounds like you helped him out in a tight spot. I know how bad that can be when you leave your wallet somewhere and then some dumb kid finds it and spends all of your Amazon credit. Second thing, I will always take that money. Do you hear me? This is serious. This is serious time now. I will always take that money. I want to thank everybody who's been tweeting about the show using the hashtag #TheZoneCast. If you do that, you might end up as a character in the show. I went through the past month or so. Whenever I saw a name that I thought matched up with one of the characters in this new arc, I would grab it. I don't want that to seem like this is like a raffle, and I hope I haven't set it up like that. I really just pick names that I think sound cool. But I really appreciate folks spreading the word about the show. The show's been growing like really fast, and we really, really appreciate it. As we mentioned in the last weird clip thing that we published to this channel earlier this week, we are doing a show in Boston, a live show in Boston in July, and I'm like pretty sure it's sold out. It was about 90% sold out this afternoon, and those tickets went on sale at noon, so that's like bonkers. So like the show's been doing really well, and it's all because of you guys. We have never paid to advertise the show. It has all been word of mouth. So everything you can do to help us get the word out, we super duper appreciate. If you like this show, go check out the other shows on the Maximum Fun Network. There's a lot of other shows on there, and I guarantee you're going to find one that is going to really, really do it for you. How about Adam Ruins Everything, a new show on the network? How about The Greatest Generation? That's a podcast about Star Trek The Next Generation. You're going to like that one. How about Throwing Shade? How about Jordan Jesse Go? There's so many shows on the network. They're all free. They're all amazing. They've been really supportive of us the whole time we've been podcasting.
You slept until 2? That's crazy.
If you like shows we do, you can go to McElroyShows.com.
Oh man, I don't think I've ever slept in that late unless I've been like
Cool Game
super
Think, a video
sick.
game design podcast I do for Polygon. Or Sawbones, a medical history show that Justin does with his wife Sydney. Or Bunker Buddies, a show that Travis does about surviving the apocalypse. All those shows, McElroyShows.com. Let's get back on that episode, though. What do you say? The next episode's going to go up on Thursday, June 16th. Oh, Jesus, that's during E3. Oh, uh-oh. I got some planning to do. I will talk to you then. See you later. The three of you are in the hangar of the Bureau of Balance, getting ready to launch to your destination. Avi's not here. Avi is the hangar operator. So you're not really sure who's going to be blasting you out of this cannon until they reveal themselves. It's a small boy who walks out from behind the cannon.
Ango?
And it's Angus McDonald.
Son of a bitch.
And he looks pretty nervous. He's like, hello, sirs. I'm honored.
Angus, how's the magic going?
Oh, it's going very good. My favorite magic spell, if I knew how to use it today, would be to fire you guys off to your destination without killing you. But
Cool.
I'm sorry, I'm just very nervous. It's my first time manning the cannon, and Avi showed me how to use it, but I'm just a little boy, and some of the machinery is very complicated. But I think I'll be able to get you where you need to go, all safe and sound, and away from volcanoes and stuff.
You're crazy.
If there was one person I trusted to do this well, you're definitely on the short list of people that might be.
Short list.
That wasn't supposed to be a mean joke, Dad, but thank you.
He motions you up the stairs to the loading platform and into the glass ball. You guys didn't have this launch protocol for your last adventure. Yours was more floating canoe based, so it's been a little bit since you've mounted up for a blast off like this.
You mean in the vomit comets?
Yeah. You hopping in?
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hop in and shut the sealed little circular door behind you. And the back of the cannon starts to lift you up into the cannon, and the last thing you see, like through the sliver of light between the cannon hatch and the cannon, is Angus's face, and he looks like he's about to break down into tears.
I give him a thumbs up.
Okay.
I give him one finger.
Okay.
Well, we don't have to be mean every time, Dad.
Oh, yeah.
And
We're homies now.
And yeah, you are sealed into the cannon, and you hear 3, 2, 1, mark. And you are launched out of the cannon, and yeah, it's been a while since you've done this, and
and he forgot to open.
no, this was a baby game for children.
Ooh.
Oh, dunk.
No, you don't take any damage or anything, and the ball is fine, but you do roll a couple times, and you come to almost a perfect stop directly in front of Avi, who is just looking at you with this like grimace on his face, just preparing for death.
During that whole time, I curled my body to protect Steven the magic fish.
Okay, been a while.
In case anyone was worried. Yeah, he's fine. Still swimming around.
Okay.
Still being a fish in my pocket.
How long do goldfish live?
He's magic, Griffin.
Oh,
and a
that's
long time. Longer than like 2 months.
How long do goldfish live inside a pocket?
He's magic as shit, y'all.
Yeah. So you skid to a halt in front of Avi. And you are now in front of this massive, it is a sphere, but to you it just looks like a dome on the ground that is just reaching high up into the sky. It looks weird. It looks weirdly
everybody.
like silvery.
So I think we're back.
But
I think.
it
I
looks
hope.
like,
I hope.
when you look into it, you are seeing exactly what the other end of it would see, like a natural, that like camouflage, like that Metal Gear Solid shit where you have a camera on your back, so when you look at the front, you see what the camera on the back showing you. Like that's kind of what it looks like. It just looks like a distortion. So it kind of looks like you can see through it, but you're actually just seeing past it, right?
Got it.
Got it.
And
You've explained it very well 4 different ways.
and you see Avi,
Hey,
and
Nightfall, welcome back.
you see a gigantic, way bigger than the one you just came out of, cannon that Avi basically has pointed, not quite point blank, but maybe about 10 feet away from the dome, pointed directly at it. And as the door opens, he says, "Wow, that was some pinpoint shooting. That was good work. Whoever did that up there did it was Ango, right?
It was Ango.
Trained him. Yeah, boy, that was
Figure out what
that was a
trees
hole
are
in
on the
one.
back here now.
I pulled the lever.
He sees you talking and goes, "Taco, what happened to your
Or
whole
just
skin
copy and paste.
situation?"
Those spray
Let's try
tans
that,
went wrong.
actually.
He says, "Oh man, if you have
Let's be
stone
lazy.
skin on, that should have thrown off the trajectory of the. Oh man, if you hadn't done that, you probably would have smashed right into the side of this thing."
He's a hero.
I'm a hero.
He says, "Okay, boys, here's the situation. Here's what I figured out." He pops out some little scanner that he's got with him, little tricorder-looking doodad, and points it at the barrier, and you see sort of a sine wave appear on it, and it's the waves are sort of contracting and expanding. And he says, "This is whatever energy this thing's giving off." This isn't what Avi sounds like. It's been a while since he's talked. I think he had more of like a surfer bro voice, but I kind of lifted that for Carrie. I'm sorry my voices are getting so out of whack, everybody. Doing my best. He says, this whatever energy this thing's giving off, it fluctuates, and it gets weaker, and then it gets stronger. And my hypothesis that I've tested out with like a couple rocks, and I did it with a skull, is that if you launch something with enough speed and momentum, right when this thing's at its weakest energy signature, I'm like 94% sure. If I shoot you out of this big cannon directly at this thing, right when the energy signature is at its weakest, you're going to pass right through it, and it's going to be totally great.
What percent?
Cool.
What percent?
94 to 93 to 95.
That's still an A, but
That's an A, yeah, sure. What's everybody's passive perception like?
My passive perception is 11.
Now, how would I know that, girl?
It's I think it's like 8 plus whatever your perception, or 10 plus whatever your perception bonus is.
Mine's 15.
Merle, you notice out of your corner of your eye, coming from behind you in the direction that you were shot down, you see something move and sort of disturb the clay earth about 30 feet behind you. It looks kind of like you know that hilarious movie Caddyshack, and there's that groundhog that causes all the folks just no injury.
All right, Rose, sounds good.
Call that gopher.
Is it a gopher?
Yes.
I love that movie. Anyway, yeah, you notice something disturbing the earth and moving in your direction. It's coming, and it's coming pretty quick.
Hey, guys, look.
What is it?
It's a gopher.
Sweet.
Cool.
Okay, so if you're not going to do anything about it, these the shape moves towards you, and
Fellas, we need to brace ourselves for impact. Something's coming at us under the ground.
It branches into 3 of these little moving patches of clay earth, almost like it's starting to encircle this group of people. And quickly emerging from the ground, you see 3 very large, very purple worms pop out of the ground, almost trimmer style. They are, from what is sticking out of the ground is about 10 feet long, pretty about a car tire in terms of thickness, with these 3 sharp yellow pincers at their mouth, forming kind of a beak, and they are screaming like they're in distress, and they are upon you. Let's roll initiative.
I think that looks okay. This is what. Look at this. Look at this. Handiness I'm doing.
I had a 7.
I have a 15.
Sometimes
Justin
cheating
rolled
comes
a
in
20.
handy.
20, of course. There's my 20.
I think that looks
Does that mean
okay.
he gets a special bonus attack because he rolled the crit?
No. Okay.
think it does.
Taco is first in the order. You got these 3 worms. They're all about. They're sort of encircling you. They look pretty. They look pretty gnarly. And they sound like they're in distress, and they are about 10 feet away from you.
I don't know. I kind of wing it when it comes to backgrounds. I don't know.
At us.
They're not literally
What
surrounded,
great
but
advice
they
I
are
can
10
give.
feet apart, 10 feet away from you, forming like a triangle.
Okay, well, I am going to cast Thunderwave.
Okay.
Because that seems like a good thing. Yeah, okay, so I can hit 2 of them on this.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast it as a level 3 spell.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I can do an additional 2d8 damage with it.
What do they have to do? They some sort
They
of
have to
saving
do a
throw?
Constitution saving throw.
Okay. I'll do one. I'll do one at a time.
That's fine. Yeah, each
The first one fails. The second one got an 18, so that's a success, I imagine.
Yes.
So you hit one of them.
So he takes 2, 6, 11, 13 damage.
Okay.
Not that impressive.
This thing like squeals and gives out kind of a pathetic cry as it and you knock it back, right?
Unsecured objects that are completely within the area of effect, and since they're still somewhat submerged,
I'm actually going to say that you knock it out of the ground. Like
Okay, cool.
the force of this thing like
Working
pulls the
on
rest of
the
its
Yawning
body out of the
Grave
ground. There
map.
wasn't
There's
a
a
whole
link
lot
to
in there
the
sort of
map
tethering
in the
it.
description.
So you knock it out of its hole, and this thing is fully exposed, and it's just sort of wriggling around on the ground and kind of crying. Next in the order is the worms. The one that you hit is I'm going to say it's prone, so it's going to spend its turn. It's going to spend its turn righting itself, lifting the top part of its body up, and then smashing down into the ground and burrowing down, and then it's going to use Another move to kind of move over and burrow up and hide behind one of its unharmed fellow purple worms. The other two are going... You see their mouths start to glow red, and the two of them are casting Scorching Ray, and they're both going to aim at you, Taco, since you just hurt the other boy.
Okay.
That is a spell attack throw. The first one is... What's your AC?
Right now?
Yeah. Oh, you have Stone Skin.
That doesn't affect my AC. My AC is 13.
Oh, the first...
Stone Skin doesn't affect your AC?
No, sir. It gives me resistances to certain types of damage.
Interesting. Is fire one of those types of damage?
Non-magical, bludgeoning, piercing,
so
and
no.
slashing.
The second one's going to be a hit.
Okay.
Hold on.
You're going to take...
This is an attack, right?
Yeah. It is a
so I'm
ranged
gonna
spell
use my-
attack. It's not a melee attack.
It's as long as there's an attack roll against him.
Oh, okay.
Instead of a save, I
Yeah.
can do protection.
Okay. That's
Aw, okay,
19
see you later,
versus
Sloss.
AC. Still going to hit.
Sorry, I tried.
Hey, well, c'est la vie.
Good job.
That is 21 points of fire damage
Hachi-machi.
as you get lit up by this one. And another one tries to blast you, but it curves around and it hits the barrier and just kind of diffuses. Doesn't do anything.
Okay.
Next in the order is Dad.
I'm going to cast my new spell, Flame Strike, because we got two of them right next to each other, right? Because one's hiding behind the other one.
Yes.
So I cast this. It's a vertical column of divine fire that roars down from the heavens
Jesus.
in a location you specify. Each creature in a 10-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder centered on a point within range has to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. That is an 11. Not going to do it. What is your...
Spell DC?
Yes.
Is 16.
Holy shit. Okay, they super don't save.
Okay, well, each one of them takes 4d6 fire damage.
Damn, son.
Wow.
Wait a minute. And 4d6 radiant damage.
Good lord,
get to
did you just
rolling.
burn your,
What?
nuke?
What level spell is that?
Wait. Level 5, nosy.
Nice.
6. 8. 4. I'm up to 18.
Wait,
1. That's 19, right?
That's the fire, right?
how did you get an 8 on a T6?
That's actually a super good question, Travis, and I think it's something worth looking into. I think maybe let's take that one back to the judges.
Let me do some investigation here on my end.
We're doing a camera. We're doing a judge's review right now, and I think there may have been something a little bit fishy with those
I'm
rolls.
trying again. I'm
Hey,
trying
you
again.
see a 7 on there, Thug?
All right,
If
wait a minute.
not, you're good.
1, 5, so that's 6. 2, so that's 8. 2, so that's 10. So 10 fire damage. 4, 5, so that's 9. Another 5, that's 14. 1, 15. So all in all, 25 damage
Good lord. Okay.
on each.
The one that was fresh takes that damage and looks. It squeals and like a pig. Like it is like very, very upset by that attack. And the one that was already damaged is like lying on the ground, not dead, but like it just kind of twitching, and like the one that is still undamaged like looks at it and it does another sort of soft wail. And next up is Travis.
It's actually kind of making me sad. So we've got one undamaged.
That's when we noticed that they were rushing at us with brochures for how to best enjoy the Woven Gulch.
Welcome to Woven Gulch.
Welcome to Woven Gulch. Here's some
so-
coupons for the TCBY.
Our band performs every Friday at Drinkum.
We love if you guys could come out. Free beer for the ladies.
Ice cream social on Sunday.
Also, we're giant worms. I know that's off-putting, but if you just like, I see.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for not judging by appearance and not killing us.
Oh no.
See ya, drink 'em.
Travis, what are you doing?
So we have one completely untouched, one
Yeah.
that's in bad shape, and one that's in super bad shape, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go after the one that's undamaged, I guess.
Okay.
So I'm going to run up to it and switch to two-handed axe.
Okay. Yeah, you've got some options now, huh?
Yeah. And I'm gonna attack it.
Okay.
It's a 12 plus 8 plus 9.
That's a hit.
21.
Yep.
And that's.
Do you want?
Like
I assume you're going to attack it. Let's start doing this because your turns. Now that you have like all these different shits you can do, your turns are going to start going long. I think if you're going to take multiple attacks on a thing, if you're like planning on taking bonus actions, why don't you just roll a bunch of d20 and let's just like, you know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
If you need to break it up for like strategic purposes, I totally am down with that. But if you think like my move for this action is going to be I'm going to hit this worm 3 times, then I would prefer you just do it.
Okay. So I'll remember that one is going to be a goading attack.
Okay.
And then I'll attack again.
Okay.
8 plus 9, 17.
That is insufficient.
Poopy.
But your goading attack hits.
That is a 9 plus 5, so that's 14 damage.
Okay.
And then plus 6, so you need to beat a 20 saving throw to avoid the goading
Of wisdom?
attack. Yeah.
Not this thing's strong suit. That is 16, so no.
Okay, yeah, so any attack not against me will have disadvantage.
Got it.
And now I'm going to use cunning action to dash away.
Okay.
Dash away.
We need to figure this out because I'm pretty sure. So, both we need to talk about this after the show. Cunning action and bonus attack both use a thing called the bonus action. In combat, you have move action, bonus action, reaction. And I think bonus attack uses the bonus action, so you can't do that and cunning action in the same turn. But we will figure that out.
That to me would be an action surge because I just get 2 attacks. I don't think that's a bonus action.
Okay.
But
Can
if
you
I
only action
action
surge once per battle?
Yes.
Okay, cool. We'll say that's what happened. Cool. All right, you move away from this thing. Justin, back up to you. Taco?
And Griffin, just so you know, because I think someone might point out, I think if I dash away, I get an attack of opportunity against me. If you disengage and move, you don't get an attack of opportunity.
Oh, so I do get an attack of opportunity.
Yes.
When you hit it, this worm starts to whine and squeal also, and it does not do its attack of opportunity against you. It just kind of rears back and almost cowers. Taco, it's your turn.
Well, we need to stop attacking these guys.
Okay, but like they attacked me.
Yeah, but like, what if we're beating the shit out of them right now? What if we just didn't attack them this round and saw what they did?
Who are you?
You know what? I'm into it.
Oh,
I'm gonna chill on this.
Okay.
I raised you better than that.
I just so it's in fiction. This is like I braced for an attack of opportunity and nothing came.
Yeah.
And it like kind of like.
So Taco, you're going to delay your turn, just see what happens.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
The worms are up next. The 2 sort of injured ones, the ones that got hit by the flame pillar, and the one that Magnus just attacked, they start to retreat, and I guess you could take an attack of opportunity against them. No, actually, you guys use range attacks, so you weren't up against them. The 2 slightly damaged ones sort of snake their way over to their injured third member and sort of coil around it, and then all 3 burrow into the ground and retreat. And you hear them just like these 3 little piggies just cry the whole way home. You hear them just like crying, doing a sad little purple worm cry.
So I'm the bad guy.
As they run away.
I'm the bad guy here.
Well, I mean, I'm a bad guy. I cast a spell on him before.
I chopped them with my axe.
Well, all right.
We all 3 attacked and just like didn't kill them. Which can I just say, strong character growth from all 3 of us.
Yeah.
We let something live.
Avi pokes his head from behind the cannon where he was hiding. He's like, "Great job, guys! Real proud of you."
So we won, right?
Lots of cool
But
moves.
we won.
Yeah, you won. I mean, there's a bit of moral ambiguity in there. He's like, "Okay, we should I guess get going before more of those things show up. Are you guys ready to blast off?"
Have you? You've been here for a while, Avi. Have you seen something like that before?
I've heard some like some stuff under the ground, but like whatever's down there, I guess those purple worm guys, like they've never breached before.
Let me give you some advice.
Okay.
A little bit of advice. If they come back and they pop up out of the ground, just look at them and say, I am the Kwisatz Haderach. And they'll leave you alone.
So these weren't dune-sized sandworms. He says
it still works.
He says, I've actually heard of purple worms before. They're supposed to be like huge. They're supposed to be like the size of like a bunch of trains all bundled up together, like hundreds of feet long and like dozens of feet wide, like big old.
Were those baby purple worms?
Maybe, I don't know.
Oh shit!
Let's get this show on the road, huh?
Well, before we do that, can I cast Healing Word on Taco?
Yeah.
Do you need to take a second to figure out what to do when you actually heal someone?
Look, wise guy.
He could also Taco could also just use his hit dice to take a short rest and recover that way.
Okay.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
So just roll.
I've never done that before.
Trying to be part of the team.
You took how much damage?
Save your slots, my dude.
You took 21?
21.
So yeah, you just roll your hit dice, which I think is 1d6, and you can spend as many as you want, get back up to full health if you want. Or
That's the one with 6.
And how many hit? Let me see if I have on my sheet how many hit dice I have altogether.
it should be your player level, I think.
What's that? 13, 15, 21. All right. I used 5.
Okay.
Nicely done.
All right, so you're back up to full health. Anybody else want to do anything before you get in the cannon?
Nope. Let's go.
I'm ready.
Okay, you get into the cannon. This ball is a bit bigger than the one that you came down in, but its most defining feature is it is almost entirely metal.
Are you asking me for the ledge, or are you asking Hanami?
Gross. And instead of being made out of glass, like the ones that you usually write in the bureau, there is a small circular porthole window that is like the only source of light in this room. And as you sort of load into this new cannonball, you notice something weird, like
All right, asking Hanami. Cool.
your momentum while you're inside of it is off. Like it feels like you're moving through jelly almost. And he says, there's a charm in there that like is going to help reduce the momentum because you're going to go from 0 to, and he refers to a little notepad, and he goes to about 800 miles an hour, very, very quickly. Oh, you guys are going to break the sound barrier. Cool. Okay. Anyway.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So the charm in there is going to make this trip survivable, but it's still going to be pretty bad, so just hold on to your butts, he says.
Our own, not each other's.
Whatever it takes.
What is there a name for this cannon? Because I got a sweet name for it.
Yeah.
You should call it the Jaeger.
Yeah, this is the Jaeger. And
named after West Virginia's own Chuck Yeager, the first person to break the sound barrier.
It's also a Jaeger bomb.
The Jaeger bomb. That's a great
Jaeger
name.
bomb. Yeah. He's like, all right, everybody load in the Jaeger bomb. He takes out a Sharpie.
Chuck
and,
Yeager, fan of the show. Thanks for tweeting about the show, Chuck.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
Thanks for the donations, Chuck. Thanks for all the item submissions, like all of them.
Yeah. Avi takes out a Sharpie and writes that onto the side of the cannon. He's like, cool. And then he takes out his little scanner and points it at the dome, almost like he's pointing a gun at it with the cannon off to his side. And you hear him count down. He's like, all right, I think I got the timing. He's like, now. He's like, I'm not going to be able to now give you a countdown now on this one. So now I'm just going to launch it now. You guys ready? Now. You guys ready? Now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Mark. And things just, you go very, very, boys, you go very fast. You go very, very fast. And if you were able to see outside while you were sort of spanning the distance from the end of the barrel of this cannon and into the side of the dome, you don't see it. And all you hear is this, it sounds like the sound of like a large wave rolling in. It's like, it's really, really loud, and your vision just goes white. In this white space, you're no longer sitting in the ball. The cannonball's just gone. You're just in this white space, and standing in this white space in front of you, where there was this dome and Avi and the gulch, standing in this white space is a very old woman, and she is holding a large ornate silver cup, and
We
she
did
makes
it.
she makes eye contact with you and says, "Here you go." No, she makes eye contact with you and gasps, and she says, "It's you." And then she says, "Find me." Previously on the Adventure Zone. To be frank, I don't know what's waiting for you on this mission, but I know what's waiting for you at the end of it.
Hugs?
It's the 5th Grand Relic, the Temporal Chalice, or Chalice, depending on just sort of what region you're from. It is a cup that gives the holder power over the flow of time itself. You are now in front of this massive, it is a sphere, but to you it just looks like a dome on the ground that is just reaching high up into the sky. You guys ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Mark, boys, you go very fast. And standing in this
Almost done. Just need to finish this background, and then I'll be done.
A very old
I guess I
woman.
need some shading
Find
on
me.
characters.
If that old lady is some sort of
getting
spooky
there.
ghost, I'm out of here. I need a ghost-free guarantee if I'm going to stay in the Adventure Zone.
Boys, I have a sickness, got an illness in this
And the only
episode.
cure is more cowbell.
Well, screaming into the microphone most certainly is not the cure.
Cowbell.
Whatever the opposite of a cure
Aw, thanks,
is,
Roshards. Yeah,
you
it should
just
be
do
posted
Yeah,
sometime
like
later
there's more
today,
cowbell.
probably.
So the end of that sentence that you cut off was, so I won't be able to put up with any shit today. But the problem is that I already have.
Cowbell.
Yeah.
This is what the, scientists and doctors would call immersion therapy.
Do you know how Patch Adams made people laugh to make them feel better? I like to make people feel really frustrated and annoyed to make them feel worse.
Yeah.
They call me Natch Adams.
Thanks, Natch Adams. I hate
And
your...
I, as your father, have a natural nurturing need to just keep shoveling the shit on you.
Thank you. I love it.
I love to steal things, so they call me Snatch Adams.
Where'd my stethoscope go? Oh, it's over here. I've got your stethoscope.
While we were on our DC New York live shows from Bim Bam, you did bring a red nose around with you. That's not a joke. Like, you had a clown nose on and you put it on while we're on the subway, just to make people think you're a serial killer.
Make people laugh and brighten their day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
I agree.
Make people happy.
Let's play Dungeons and Dragons.
You treat the disease, you win, you lose.
Okay.
You treat the patient, you win every time.
Let's find out.
Step right up and treat the patient. You win, you lose.
Let's find out if you guys can win or
Swimming
lose.
pool of noodles.
So you have woken up. Do you need a refresher where you're at, what you're
We
doing?
got blasted with a time cannon into a time bubble. We were in a time ball. There was an old lady, and she said, "It's you. Come find me." And then we woke up.
Thank you, Travis.
So, yes.
Man, you should be running this shit.
It would be a lot shorter.
It
We would have
must-
gone through Crystal Kingdom in half a session.
That's-
What? There's a guy with some mirrors and a thing. Oh, it's a skeleton man. It's a robot lady. You win.
You win. Congratulations. Roll your dice. Yeah, that's high enough. You wake up out of this white space that you were just in. You wake up and you are supine. You're laying on the ground, face down. Got a face full of soft red dirt. And wherever you are, it's a little bit warmer than the part of the Woven Gulch you were just in. The air feels kind of stale. And as you sort of look up and right yourself from the red dirt you're lying in, you find yourself standing in front of a gate which has been constructed over a path leading into a small town. And the town, it looks fairly rustic, for lack of a better term, to kind of give
finally.
you. Yeah, your
My rustic folk hero thing will work, and people will like me.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, but yeah, that'll give you some
my
advantages here.
hospitality.
This town, just to kind of give you an idea of the aesthetic, is very old Western town.
Yeah.
So the buildings are rustic chic, a lot of wood with some metal panels here and there. Yeah, that's kind of what we are going for in this town. And this gate over the town has a burned-in inscription. And it's not the name of the town, unless this is the name of the town, which would be crazy. It is a phrase, and it says on this gate, "By their sacrifice, our home is made safe." And standing immediately underneath that gate, just a few feet away from you, is some person wearing a suit of armor, and this person is as wide as they are tall, and they are a lot of both. The armor that they're wearing is sort of like a plate mail. I'm kind of envisioning like the Onion Knight from Dark Souls.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Of course.
And, sorry, Daddy.
Egwad?
Sorry, Daddy, I forgot you're a casual. And you've not experienced the From Software's brand of challenging role-playing games.
Well, my birthday is coming up soon.
No, you probably wouldn't be able to handle it.
You'd die
With
one
your
off.
It's where the real
delicate
gamers play.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So it's this big, wide, tall person wearing this suit of plate mail armor. You see something kind of seeping through the joints of the armor. It kind of looks like really thick blood, and you can't see this person's face. They've got a visor pulled down on its helmet. You can't see inside. It has a massive halberd, and
Braggart.
what? Oh, gross.
He was. I believe he was making a wiener joke.
A wiener joke. Wonderful.
First of the podcast ever.
You've broken the seal. And around this armored individual, there is a faint yellow glow about it, and it's sort of.
And the glow seems to be coming from the individual.
It's coming from the individual. It's going around its armor, but it's also going around this small red bird that is perched on its shoulder. So this whole thing is kind of encompassed in this yellow light. The red bird is if you are a bird expert, is a vermilion flycatcher. I did a lot of research into the flora and fauna of canyon regions.
That was a vermilion flycatcher call.
That was really good. What's weird is that this vermilion flycatcher doesn't do that little tweety tweet. In fact, it talks in common, and it says,
Cool. I got this. I have a certain rustic charm.
It talks in common. We're fine. We can talk to it.
I know,
Yeah.
but I haven't gotten to do my rustic hospitality thing. Like, people like me; they give me biscuits because I paint their fences, and
yeah, very Tom Sawyer sort
I
of
haven't
economy.
gotten to do it. I
Yeah.
got like a down home, real charm.
This thing says, "Hello, visitors. Please identify yourselves." Kind of sounds like Angus. Let me give that another shot.
Okay,
Hello, visitors. Please identify yourselves.
that was more Angus.
No, it sounds kind of like Angus. It's not Angus. It's just this it has a high voice because it's a little bird talking. Supposedly, it seems like it's talking for this armored thing.
Gotcha. Hail and well met, bird friend.
Hello, please identify yourselves.
I'm Magnus Birdsides.
Was that a bird joke?
No, I have a stuffy nose.
Can we talk about the insane leap that Travis just made that he would address the bird?
Yeah.
Like we see a man in an armor with the bird, and Travis like, "What's up, bird?" Like, who would
Well,
do
the
that?
bird was talking. I don't want to be rude.
That's a
The
good
bird
one.
didn't say anything yet.
You know he
The
has
bird
assumptive proficiency.
The bird said, "Please identify yourselves."
Who are you?
Okay.
Who are your two friends?
Well, this is Taco, the wizard,
Word.
and this is Merle Highchurch, the cleric.
How's it going, bird?
I'm not. This is confusing. I need you all to please stay calm and don't make any sudden movements.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good at
You
that.
got it.
It's been a while since we've had new visitors here. How did you find your way into our small town?
We got lost
That's
along the way
that's
to somewhere else, and now we're here.
Yep.
you just got lost and stumbled in.
Yeah.
I mean,
does that make sense to you?
Is that something that'll keep us from getting killed?
Yeah.
It doesn't make a lot of sense. People don't usually come here unless they're brought here.
Well, like metaphysically lost.
Spiritually?
Yeah.
Well, I guess.
Geographically?
What is your intention?
We're here to help.
To help
Yeah.
help with what?
Your problem. You're the big problem.
You got trouble right here in Bubble City.
Why don't
We're
Magnus,
here to make trouble in this bubble.
Magnus, you've been doing most of the talking. Why don't you make a charisma check? I want to kind of give you guys a heads up. This arc is going to require you guys to do a bit more legwork than other ones have. Like, you're going to have to talk to people and use your more charisma stuff more than other ones. Just find out what's going on and what you should be doing. It's not going to be. My intention for this arc is to get away from putting this thing on rails. It's going to be fairly open world. So you guys will need to do a bit more. Talking, greasing the wheels, so to speak.
Will do. I would like to angle for the fact that because I have well-established rustic hospitality, that I should get advantage on these checks.
Not on every check, because this isn't really this person's not offering you hospitality. This person seems to be some sort of sentinel or guard that is just checking you the fuck out.
Well, it was a 17 plus charisma?
Okay.
Plus 1, so 18?
So just to get the story straight, you guys saw a big bubble and you just walked right into it?
Actually, we were shot through the wall, and you're to blame.
Well, it's not your fault. Sorry about the mistake.
I'm gonna make a command decision here, and I think we should wait to sort of let you guys, run around free. Until you've been checked out by Sheriff Isaac. So if you wouldn't mind, again, just hands to the sides. Don't just stay calm and come with me to the sheriff's office. We'll get this thing figured out.
Okay.
Yep.
Sure.
Sounds
I
great.
have no problem with that.
Okay.
Are there refreshments?
There can be.
Great. Even better.
You walk into this town, and it is like I said, it is rustic chic. Parts of it are kind of shambly, and as you walk,
disrepair, or
not like in a state of disrepair. It's just it is a town that seems like it was. People worked very, very hard and did a lot of intricate work to make it as livable as possible, with not a lot of resources.
Got it. So it's cobbled together.
It's cobbled together, but it's charming, even adorable at parts.
How many outlets are there? What's the paint scheme like?
Brown.
Cool.
So you're walking through the gate onto this main road into the town. And as you walk this main road, I want to tell you about a few points of interest. Just as you go inside the gate, there's a large water well just inside the gate. There are 2 rows of buildings kind of lining either side of this main drag. There is a what looks like a general store called Helpington's to your left. Across the street from that is a large building with saloon doors on it. You intuit it's a saloon. And the name of this building, according to an ornately carved sign hanging over it, is the Davy Lamp. There is a big bank with that seems a bit more solidly built than the other buildings. Some iron bars over the windows. Behind that is a tall clock tower showing the current time, about 11:05, maybe 11:10. Yeah, it's about 11:10 a.m. On your right, just down the street from that, is a sheriff's office, and attached to that, made of clay and stone, is a jail. And then at the very end of the street is a large 2-story manor at the end of the road. And beyond that manor, you can actually see a thick curtain of pine trees behind it. To your left, behind the buildings on the left, you see this rocky plateau overlooking the main street, and the buildings spiraling off of it. And then to your right, there is a tall wooden fence kind of running along the eastern perimeter of the town.
Quick question, Ditto.
Yeah.
Is the clock moving?
Yeah, it's moving. The thing that most catches your eye on this main drag is the statue. directly in front of this large manor at the end of the street, right in the middle of the main road, is a statue about 8 feet tall, cast from some kind of brown metal. And this statue depicts 3 figures. The first figure is a small human girl, maybe about 7 years old, and she's wearing a knee-length dress. Her hair is done up in a bob. She is holding hands with a large, broad, bearded human man who is wearing a miner's helmet with a torch on it, and a big flannel shirt and big bulky pants. He is dressed up like a miner, and he is holding hands with this small girl. And standing behind, both of them have some crude smiles on their faces. It's a pretty well made statue that you can make out facial details, but standing behind them with one hand on each of their shoulders is another figure, smaller than the other man, still pretty broad-shouldered. This figure standing behind them is tall and muscular, a fact that you can make out even though this figure is wearing a robe that is covering their entire face and body. And the metal of this figure, where the robe is, has been stained or oxidized, turning it a bright crimson red.
Oh, like the bad guys. Harvey Birdman.
I'm not a bird. Just, okay. Yeah, what is it?
Yes, you are.
Okay, what's going on?
That's a beautiful statue. I'm struck by the brilliant red of the robe. What is it depicting, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, that depicts a very important event in our town's history. That's the visitor who came and brought the father and daughter to our town, and by their sacrifice, our home is made safe.
Okay.
Oh, just like that's written on the gate.
Yeah, that's kind of that's our thing.
And how long ago did this sacrifice happen?
This sacrifice happened about a year and a half ago.
So was the guy in the robe real ugly or something? Is that why they don't have any, can't see his face or anything like that?
Nobody really saw the figure in the robe except for Sheriff Isaac. So I don't know. He I've heard tell that he was big and broad and strong. I shouldn't say he. I don't even know. But whatever they were big and strong.
What sort of danger were you in that he needed to save you?
Well, the danger of, the world. I really shouldn't, I don't know your guys, this is uncomfortable. I don't know what you guys want. I don't really know your intentions.
Sandwich.
Okay. Well, we can take care of that at the sheriff's office.
Cool.
He walks you into the sheriff's office. As you walk in, you do see a few jail cells down on the far side of the room, and you see a big desk with a big chair behind it, big sturdy chair. In fact, you see a few smaller broken chairs kind of piled up in the back corner of the room that have apparently been crushed underneath this being's girth. And he says, sorry, we don't really, I don't want to lock you guys in a cell because you haven't really done anything wrong, so to speak. Can I trust you to just hang out here and not do anything?
Yeah, do you want me to fix those chairs?
That would be wonderful.
Okay, great.
I'm going to do, I guess, an investigation or perhaps perception. I'm going to say investigation on the armor and the bird to see if I can figure out what the sort of relationship is there.
Okay.
And I've got a 19.
So, with that investigation check, I will tell you two things. First of all, you can tell that the red stuff that's coming through the armor is not blood. It actually looks like clay. Looks like red clay. Kind of like the stuff that is all around that is sort of inside of this armor.
Thanks, Fiddlewitch.
The second thing I will tell you is that whatever this thing is whatever is sort of animating it is magic as fuck. So that being said, maybe an Arcana check would be
So I'm looking at basically a big suit of armor, Onion Knight suit of armor with a little red bird on it, and there's clay coming out of like what seems to be the joints, like as if there's clay inside of it.
As if it was full of clay. Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
there's
like a homunculus or like a what's the Jewish thing? The
golem?
Golem.
But we're not going to call it that because the last arc was very golem centric.
Okay. Let's
Yeah, a
go
lot
with
of-
homunculus then.
Golem heavy. So I'm going to run a Arcana check on the homunculus.
Okay.
Who I'm going to call Homer.
Perfect.
Has a
in
name.
turn-
Has a name you guys haven't bothered to ask. You rude boys.
Homer is fine for right now.
Okay, not the name.
What?
Not the name, but go ahead.
Oh, you're saying I didn't guess the name from whole cloth.
Or ask it. That's why. Like when you meet a person, sometimes you say like, "What's your name?" But you guys have been rude boys.
Okay.
Come on, rude boys. Come and give
Homer,
it up.
Homer, what's your name?
I'm called Roswell.
Ooh, great. Roswell, is Roswell the name of you the bird or the big fella that you're riding on?
I don't see why it's important that you distinguish between the two.
Okay, well that's fine. I'm not into labels either. So listen, I've got an Arcana check that adds 6, so 17 altogether.
I thought you were gonna say 7. That would have been a pretty bad roll.
No, 17 altogether.
Okay, yeah, you can pretty clearly identify what is going on here. This thing, Roswell, is an earth elemental that has been animated. It is essentially living clay that is inside of this suit of thick metal armor, and somehow this like spell that animated this clay. Maybe this bird was like standing on the clay when it got animated, but it somehow got caught up in this spell, and for all intents and purposes it's just one thing. It's just one sort of thing.
Okay.
And then like the
Am
armor
I able to discern if this thing is operating of its own volition, or
yeah,
if
it
it's
seems
under the
to
control
have
of
its
something?
own sort of sentience.
Okay.
So like whatever created this thing is like must be very,
Powerful
very
as fuck.
powerful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, just between those two checks, you can tell if this was EverQuest and you were to con this thing, just to sort of figure it out, it would fuck you right up.
It's like skulls all around.
It's bad shit. Also, I should point out, I forgot to mention this in sort of the general description of Roswell, but you certainly figured it out during the perception or investigation check. He's wearing a little deputy's badge.
Aw,
How's it affixed?
Poorly.
Okay, got it.
adorable. Okay, well I'll get to work fixing these chairs, I guess.
I appreciate that. So it's hard to find a chair that's good enough for my big body.
You know, I bet if I combined the parts of a couple of these chairs, I could make like a bench or
A
something.
super
for you.
chair. Great.
Yeah.
You know, I think you guys are all right. I hope Sheriff Isaac agrees. I haven't seen him today, but I can go out and try and look for him. Just please.
Well, can you tell us anything about him in case he comes back before you get back?
We just want to make a good impression.
He'll have a badge that says sheriff on it.
I mean, it's a good
Neat.
start.
Just be yourselves, and don't be bad. Just as long as yourselves aren't bad people.
Cool.
No, not us.
Hey, Roswell, how long have you been here?
I don't even remember.
Ballpark it.
I've always lived inside the dome.
Okay, so you're about a year old.
Yeah, I'm a 1-year-old. Goo goo gaga.
Wow. Solid foods are on the way, my friend. Hang in there.
There is a sound of disturbance outside. You hear some shouting. You hear Taco and Merle. You would identify it too. You hear the telltale sounds of spells being cast. You hear some shouting. You hear some stuff breaking. And he says, "Oh, duty calls. I gotta go." And he storms out the door, leaving you in the office.
Are there any windows or anything, Ditto?
Yeah, there's one window facing out into the street. He runs out the door and runs to the left, so you can't really see what he is running towards.
I want to go through the desk.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, you can look at the desk. You don't see too much of interest on top of the desk. There's a locked shelf. What's the word I'm looking for? There's a locked drawer in the desk that you see. All the other ones, as you open them up and root through them, just seem to have some sort of paperwork. The other thing of interest is a map that is hanging up behind the desk. And boys, I spent a while making this map.
We can't even see it.
You're about to, because I'm dropping it in Skype for you. Enjoy the map. Sweet listeners, I'll post this
Holy
on...
shit, Ditto.
Sweet listeners, I'll post this on... I don't know, I'll probably post this on the Facebook group, maybe?
I'm downloading it.
I don't know the best place to put this map. But looking at this map, now you get kind of a feel for this town, which, as it is labeled, you now know this town is called Refuge. And you can see the circular barrier that is keeping everyone out. You can see the town that you're in.
My hands are getting
some stuff
sore
behind the
from
town. You see
doing
the
these
forest of
details.
pine trees behind it. There seems to be a farm up to the north a bit. To the west, you see that rocky plateau. There's a little bit of stuff up there. And then to your right, where behind that fence, you see a quarry. So, like I said, like this is going to be a fairly open world arc. So keep this on hand if you can. If you ever need to know like where to go next, where you want to go next, where you want to investigate. This is kind of the Mad Dog McCree like overworld, if you will.
Gotcha. What do I need to roll to fix the chairs?
Nothing. You're so fucking good at furniture, Magnus. You just like whip them both together. Are you building a super chair out of them, or are you building 3 chairs for you and your?
Before I do that, I want to use my new sneaking skills and maybe pop my head out the door sneakily.
Okay.
To see if I can see what's going on outside.
Yes. Make a stealth check.
That's 6 plus 10, 16.
Okay. Yeah. You barely poke. You like in a cartoon,
like it's
your
missing
eyeball
something,
like
but I don't
grows
know
real
what.
long and like pokes out the door and turns a 90 degree angle. But you
Kill me.
see down the street. So now you have this map for reference. You guys are
Shading
in
on
the sheriff's
characters
office.
would be a good
Down the
idea.
street, outside of the Davy lamp, you see one man wearing a purple handkerchief over around his neck. He's just like lying on the street. It just looks like a ruffian, and you hear like a whoom sound, and another man wearing a very similar outfit just goes flying DJ Jazzy Jeff style out of the front door, rolling into the street, and you see Roswell like walking that way. And when he sees these 2 men, he runs to chase them, but they sprint off away from him and out of sight.
Okay, now I'm going to build a super chair.
Okay, Taco and Merle, what do you guys want to do? You've already sort of turned over. The cells, I should point out, are unoccupied, save for the one on the end. There is a big, burly woman in one of those, and she is wearing some super ratty clothes. She looks soot stained, for lack of a better term, and she is just kind of
Welcome
sitting
to stream.
quietly in the corner.
Why don't you boys let me handle this one?
Oh, God.
I walk up to the cell and pull out my Extreme Teen Bible and say, "Hello, sister. Have you heard the word of Pan today?
No, what's a pan?
Should probably eat
Pan
something.
can be your best friend,
no,
my lady."
Like using a pan, like you'd use a pan for panning for gold or diamonds. I get it,
Yep.
I get it, and I like you.
There are rewards in the afterlife, just like gold and diamonds that are more precious.
I like
if you
gold and I
follow
like
Pan.
diamonds, so...
I lean over to Taco. Admittedly, this is the best this has ever gone.
Yeah, I mean, we're 30 seconds in. Let's not throw a parade.
Hey,
Now
hey,
let's,
who the hell are you? I ain't never seen folks like you before around this town.
Well, I'm Brother Merle Highchurch, and I'm just here to help you get back on the path of righteousness.
While they're talking, I'm going to cast Knock on the desk.
Okay. Oh, are you opening up that
Knock.
drawer?
Yeah, knock.
Okay.
What's up?
Does that just
It's magic.
This is fucking
Magic
do it, or
time.
you have to roll it?
Nah, it just doesn't.
Nah.
It's magic, all right?
Pretty little head about it.
Read me the description of what knock does.
I'm going to choose an object I can see within range. The object can be a door, box, chest, set of manacles, a padlock, or any other object that contains a mundane or magical means that prevents access. Target that's held shut by a mundane lock or that is stuck or barred becomes unlock, unstuck, or unbarred.
Okay. Okay, yeah, you hear a click come from the this previously locked drawer in the desk.
I'll go ahead and what's in it? What do I see?
You open it up and getting inside.
Yeah, I'm pulling it open.
As you pull this drawer, you feel something snap, and you hear a woo, 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 come from the desk drawer that you have just popped open. You see a set of a ring of keys inside, though, but there is some sort of siren or alarm going off, and the woman says, "Hey, what the hell are you doing over there? Y'all ain't misbehaving, are you?
You should close that.
Roswell's gonna come kick your ass."
Is there anything else other than keys?
Nope, just keys.
This is bad.
This is a bad thing I did.
Could our semi-rogue
Is there anything
disconnect
I can
the alarm?
disarm, Ditto?
I mean,
with
the
my
ship
thieves'
done
tools?
said we can't ring a bell, boys.
Well, they're in the fight. Thieves' tools? Can I shut that down?
Hey,
Yeah,
Cool
if
Gecko,
you're,
welcome to the stream.
Magnus, if you're putting your chair rebuilding on hold, as you sort of poke your head inside, you see it's a trap. It is an alarm trap.
All right.
Activated.
You know what, guys? I think I'm gonna end it here for today. I'm gonna finish this up, and it should be uploaded in the next couple hours. But I gotta take a lunch break. I mean, I've been going for almost 4 hours now, so I think we're gonna call her a day. So keep an eye out, guys. You'll see the finished product later today. Thanks so much for joining, everybody. It's always a pleasure to stream with you. I'll be doing another stream tomorrow, probably earlier than this one. So keep an eye out. And if you don't want to miss it, click that notification bell. Usually works half the time. You know, YouTube and all that stuff. But yeah, thanks so much, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And if I don't see you tomorrow, then I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys!